Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Swimmer Sync 191, a weekly tournament series run right here on IPL. My name is Justin, and joining me tonight on the mic here is CKK.
Hello, how are you guys doing today? We got an exciting match. We got Remix versus Memento Moray here. It's going to be hopefully some close games. We're starting off on Mako Mart. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. This is a pretty standard map for the most part to start on with Mako Mart zones. So much so that in the one low ink where my team was on that we tied for like the bottom seed of beta bracket, Popgun was like, you're playing one match on Splat Zones Mako Mart right now. So it's a pretty standard competitive map here as we go into the first round of the group stage, setting the stage for how things are going to be going for the rest of the tournament here. Remix and Memento Mori, what do we know about these two teams here?
Well, they've both been playing with each other for quite a while. These are some dedicated teams here, so I'm sure there's plenty of people in the chat who recognize it, right, folks? But yeah, they've been doing pretty well, all things considered. I don't know too much about results. This is my first time even been on SOS. If you haven't noticed, it's a production takeover. Yeah, we're normally people behind the cameras, Justin and I. So it's a little bit different being on the mics when we're normally hearing everyone else. But yeah, we've got two teams here that are, I don't know the exact divs, but they both have some pretty decent results, and they've been playing together for a while, so they're definitely are familiar with each other going into this. It's not just a pickup, so I'm excited to see what they're willing to pull out, especially with the new weapons that are out. I mean, we've already seen some tournaments, a paddling pool even earlier today, with a lot of new weapons being picked. So I'm interested to see what some of these teams are looking to pick up here.
Yeah, I'm looking through which one is it? Which one am I looking at? I'm looking through Remix's team roster here, and I see like a couple of them might have been Div 8 and Ludi. Maybe not the last season. Some of this information could be more updated, but you know, teams, if you have a team page, please keep it updated. However, Remix's page, I'm just going to read their little thing here. It's like, we're Remix, a premier mid-level team. We're in to win, but also good friends with a sprinkle of homo and goofy shenanigans. I love that. That's adorable. Looking at the weapons here, a lot of kind of like, well, depending on which player you're looking at. We have Organic Ink here playing mainly dualies, Neo mainly playing Splatana Stamper, Starlight Blaster variants, Maz doing support on Dread or the heavy edit Splatling, and Tamara on the Snipe Rider Pencil or the new Rapid Blaster Pro. So I am curious to see if any of these, if we're going to be seeing any of the new weapons coming out from either of these teams here.
Yeah, we'll see right now. Let's see. Oh, we are seeing the new Stamper. At the very least, we're seeing the new Stamper. I forgot the name. But yeah, I don't see any other new weapons here. Some pretty comfort picks, I would imagine. As we roll out here, it seems like we're going to see a lot of teams going out, just trying to get some paint on the zone. Oh, it seems like we're getting a little bit of a flank here going on from the brush. Wow, damn, getting a pick right now, getting some space for their team, finally going down. But, you know, that's going to be a big opening for the side of... Oh gosh, I'm already forgetting the names. Yeah,
I'm not aware of the teams either, but yellow team here is taking a good lead and taking a lot of good control of the zone here. A lot of good pressures, a lot of good specials coming out. Putting the remix here, keeping them back in their spawns. That's the thing that you were looking to do on this map, is to just take control of mid and be able to keep them up on their plat there. And we'll see here if Remix can be able to find some way to move in. The oh my gosh.
Yeah, the cooler's being popped right now. They're looking for an opportunity for a retake. They're one down. The Ink Brush, their most frontline weapon, is down, but they lose one. They lose their S-Blast to the Zuka, lose another one, and they're able to neutralize the zone. They got it back. They got 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. That's a knockout, 100-0.
Yeah, not for too long. That was a pretty clear-cut game there for Memento Mori. Just getting in there, doing what they needed to do to take them back and just keep them held back. There was a slight push chance there where they neutralized the zone for 1 second, but yeah, Memento Mori taking the first game here in the first round of pools.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Definitely Damp doing a lot of work on that ink brush. Genuinely pulling a lot of eyes. They definitely had to mess with him and find him to find them to get out of the way and just get the person that's like behind you situated with. But once they were able to take down Damp, they didn't really have much in terms of like, because normally they were like one down already. You still have three other people that are pushed up relatively on their boxes and whatnot underneath their plat. It's kind of hard to get back in, and they had one, exactly like you said, that one good push, and they managed to neutralize it, but it just wasn't enough. They didn't have enough time on the clock. But yeah, now we're going to Inkblot Art Academy and Tower Control. I think is a very fun map. I love the two little boxes on the side. I think that's some fun geometry to play around. We'll see how that ends up playing out, especially with a lot more weapons that could play around it, especially a lot of the closer range ones like the Stamper and the brush that we saw.
Yeah, the first two maps of this set are, pretty standard. We've seen them since Splatoon 2, and we've been running them in competitive since Splatoon 2. They're very popular maps. People love them so much, especially you were talking about the two boxes on the side of Inkblot Art Academy. That's something in mid that once you get the control of that, you have a lot of power going into that very, very choke point elbow in the side there. That's one of the main things to try that teams are going to be trying to get through, is up that uninkable ramp around the corner there. Because if you can get past that, that's one of the toughest places there. And you got a checkpoint too to get through at that point as well. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm very curious to see if there's going to be any weapon changes here. I don't know if Memento Mori necessarily is going to be needing to make any changes here, but we'll see here as we go load into the map.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like they're running it back. Oh, changing it up, going back to the regular Stamper, but we're getting a paintbrush and an octobrush. We're moving around the new octobrush too with that Kraken. We'll see how the Kraken Royale actually performs on the tower control map. They can definitely sit on it for a little bit, but as they run into mid, it's definitely grouping around these boxes to get some control. But we're looking at three members of Remix hopping onto that left side box and just eliminating one of the members of Memento Mori, and it looks like they're definitely pushing them out of mid. That's a complete wipeout.
That's the control that they needed. This is the energy they need. After being completely taken down in game one, this is the kind of energy we need as we go past this first checkpoint. They're already on their plat and just pushing and pressuring them. There's none of the members of Memento Mori even close to where this tower is. They've got a smooth ride here, except for the paintbrush coming in here to say, no, we're done with this. Absolutely not.
Yeah, exactly. They're actually trying to fight back here. They had attacked the cooler. We did see, some interesting Kraken play, but right now it looks like this paintbrush is definitely making some work. It's probably on a 3 splash streak. They are able to get back control of mid. They were able to take down 3 members, which definitely puts you back. Now it looks like here they're utilizing this ink jet to get into their bats and take some space as they're able to score some points on the board themselves.
Yeah, they're moving the same pace as Remix was here, except moving just a little bit further, making it to that second checkpoint, now taking control of Remix's plat and pushing them back. Control of the bats is super important on this map, and you got 2 of them back there and taking down another member of Remix as well as we start moving into that third checkpoint, and it gets taken down right before we hit that checkpoint spot, and I think Remix might have a chance to take this back and start their next push of their own.
Yeah, they're gonna have to really, do something now. They've managed to kind of neutralize, everything. They're trying to get space back on the map. They have 3 specials. They're popping one. This S blast, throwing the Booyah bomb on there, but the Zip Caster coming out looking for him. Because, holy crap! I don't know the player's name here, but the S blast is able to get 2 there, saving their life and keeping the momentum going for Remix.
So this is a very back and forth match with both teams. Once they start getting the control of the tower, they find the specials to be able to start getting those splats and moving in and putting the pressure on the other team. It's not even as if the choke points even matter to these teams. Just like, we're just gonna, once we get control, we are moving, except Memento Mori is getting a little bit, well, I was going to say, now they're 2 down, and Remix has a little bit more of a man advantage as they're going to maybe start making a push here with this Booyah bomb on the plat to put some pressure on Memento Mori.
Yeah, they were grouping up there on that right box, and there's right box there, and it was a little bit of a pain. They lost one down to the pencil, and they just started losing space there, but they're actually able to, trade back a little bit. Now, they try to push a little bit forward with the tower, but Memento Moray is just, bringing it back. They're getting their picks, and they're getting control of mid right now, as Lord Esper is looking for another on this tower, riding the tower, trying to see if they could get back in towards that check that they were looking for. Inkjet being popped on bats, takes one down, and it just looks really bad for Remix as they're trying to get back in and stop this potential knockout.
Yeah, that was 3 down on Remix there as they started to move, finally getting to this third checkpoint that Remix was able to stop them at before. Got a lot of specialists coming out and pushing them. They are 1 down, make that 2. So maybe Remix, that's going to be the end of that push there. Unless you get 3 down on Remix there. I don't even know what necessarily. I wasn't paying attention to what happened there, but even so, even so, Remix has the power there.
Yeah, that's gonna slow down any chance they had of, kind of getting back in, utilizing the space that Remix gave up to kind of get back in and kind of neutralize. Now they're still on the back foot here.
Their S-Blast here, taking down the heavy edit Splatling and pushing a lot forward. They are in control. That's a full wipeout. They have control of the bats and are pushing to that final checkpoint. I think Memento Mori might completely have this if they can get through and to the end there.
Yeah, it's looking like a knockout. Possibly not. Remix gets on the tower with only 3 points left, but there's only 30 seconds left in this match. They're going to have to pull a push of a lifetime right now to really get back in it.
It's not impossible, but it seems like one of the first steps they need to be able to do that is get control of mid, and it's completely yellow right now. Like, they're going to have to fight through a lot of enemy territory to be able to make it back to their side of the map, because they still got 2 checkpoints that they need to make it through. They have a lot of uphill battle to be able to make it back as we head into the final seconds of this game and probably into overtime.
Yeah, it's scary here. They've got 1 second left. They need to be on this tower for the rest of the map, and the cooler is active for Memento Mori, so needing anything they get here isn't going to be worth that much. I mean, you're still even right now on the people, but oh no, the tower's getting eaten. They might get off. It's a wipeout just to AoE.
No.
That's the game.
It's that choke point of the map, that uninkable ramp that they were able to have. Once Memento Mori had the high ground advantage, that's all that they needed to just start getting 1, 2, 3, and then a full wipeout down on Remix to be able to stop that final push in overtime, giving them the 2-0 victory in this first set.
Yeah, and Memento Mori definitely fought tooth and nail in that second game compared to the more swift first match versus Remix. I like the way that they played. I was definitely worried on that potential overtime situation. I just knew Memento Mori, they just had a lot of AoE on their hands, and Remix just didn't have the time or the specials to really push in deep into their bats and kind of take those positions to push that tower deep in that overtime. They just didn't have the resources, and like I said, Memento Mori, they had that cooler already ready. If they did do anything, they'd be right back up and they'd be able to take it. So that was unfortunate on the side of Remix. But Memento Mori, big congrats as they go into their next round of groups with a chip on their shoulder, knowing that they've made it. They're one step closer to making it into what's the top bracket again? Great White, right?
Great White bracket, yeah.
Great White bracket.
Yeah, for anyone who's not familiar with the format of this, it is a group stage of all the teams are placed into a 4-team groups. And then it's a round robin of every group playing each other, and that's 3 sets. And basically the results of that are going to seed everybody into 4 different brackets. I believe it is Great White, Hammerhead, Mako, and then Lantern bracket. It's all themed after sharks. And I think the basics of it is if you go 3-0, you're in Great White. If you go 2-1, you're in Hammerhead. 1-2, you're in Mako, and 0-3, you are in Lantern bracket. So everyone, regardless of how they perform in the opening group stage, is going to be making it to a bracket. How are we looking? I think our next match looks like it's already ready up, potentially.
No, Microwave is still playing their match, so we will be headed back. We will be headed to a break. Don't go anywhere, as we do have some exciting announcements and advertisements just waiting for you, and we'll be right back once this match is ready.
See ya.
Hello and welcome back. Hopefully that wasn't too long of a break. We've got our next match ready for you guys. My name is CKK and here with me is Justin on this production takeover. But yeah, let's get into this match. We've got DPS only versus microwave. What do you think about our teams for this round, Justin?
Well, you seemed like you had a bit more research in the break time when we were finding this out, because it seems like where did you like estimate the levels of these teams to be? Because my brain is not fully retaining information. Everything's moving so fast.
Oh, you're good. Just looking at these teams, we've got DPS only for remixed for Noel, Horsio, and Piner playing, and on microwave we have Rare, Shellfire, Lettuce, and Lavender Moon Aster. Some of the members on microwave were playing in CCA, so around Div 3 CCA, and some of them have some Div 5 Div 6 results. And then on the side of DPS only, we have multiple members hovering around Div 5, Div 6, Div 4, and you know, some of the members here have some results in first place of Hammerhead bracket. So I'm interested to see. I think we have some pretty evenly matched teams here. I'd like to see, especially how these teams face off in our beginning matches. We'll see if they decide to pick up some of the new weapons that we see here, starting out on like Splatzone's Robo Ramen.
Yeah, Splat Zone's Robo Ramen, another classic map here. We're always starting off on Splat Zones here in the opening stages of Swimmer Sync in the group stage. Later on, it's going to be more of a zone sandwich once we start getting to best of 5. DPS only already having one set win in the last round, taking a 2-0 victory over Commercy Colony, or I'm assuming. And Microwave taking one game off of Wyvern, but losing in a 1-2 there. So DPS only looking to see if they can get another win to be able to move up another bracket for the second half of the tournament here, as we start going into Robo Ramen Splat Zones for game 1 of round 2 here on SOS 191.
We're seeing a lot of this new stamper. It's on both sides, and a little bit more paintbrush than I expected to see today. I'm interested to see where this goes. One side is coolerless, I'm pretty sure. Doubling up on that. That's not 10 to 10. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's one Zukas and one Tri Strikes. It seems here, as as the teams are making it out to the start, it seems that Microwave is able to get the zone first, but we're seeing 3 down on the side of Microwave, so they're not able to do much. DPS only getting it back, getting that 4th, waiting for this one. That's an official wipeout, and Tempo is in the side of DPS only. Justin, what can they do here?
Well, they got a good first start there. They got the couple points there and made a good first impression, but it didn't seem like they were able to hold it on for too long. And right now, they just need to be able to kind of regroup together so that they can get back out of their spawn. Because it seems like they're constantly one person down, and they need more people to be able to just make a presence to get out of there. Booyah Bomb is going to be helping them with that, but they're being countered by some Tri-Strikes. Although the Junior coming in and taking the mid there with the Bubbler. And
that bubble made some space.
It made some space, but I don't think it was necessarily exactly the kind of play that they needed. They needed to move up a little bit more, have more of a coordinated thing. We're counting down the last 10 points of the game already.
Yeah, we're going to see if they're able to do a little bit more. They're looking for a pick. They're able to actually tack on those penalty points here. We're going to see a little bit more game as they get into here, as Lime gets hunted down, manages to get out, but now, they're going to have to get back in. They're not just went down on the side of DPS only, and now they're using their Tri-Strikes to neutralize this Bubbler, but it doesn't matter. This Paintbrush is deep into their spawn. Finally goes down. It's 2 down on each side. Let's see what these last 2 members can really do about this. I believe on the side of Microwave, they were coolered, as we can see, but the Booyah Bomb coming in from Splatoon. Fern getting 2 on that Nautilus, what he's well known for. They, on the side of DPS only, are able to flip the zone and get back into position.
They've got a lot of penalty points to get down, moving all the way down to 5. They had 72 penalty points to get through, down to 50 now. And we're going to be seeing it's going back and forth. The zone's constantly being neutralized. They're having a hard time. Microwave's giving them a lot of pressure, but they're 2 down as they are losing the members. And, well, the other team's 2 down too now. This zone just keeps going back and forth, but Microwave getting control back of the zone here, as they are going to be trying to get down their own penalty now to see if they can get closer to the 5 points remaining that DPS has on their side.
Yeah, Microwave is like kind of waking up here. They're starting to pick up. I mean, I say that as they go 2 down, and it's not an amazing situation, especially with no cooler on the board. They're building up to it. So, but yeah, right now it seems like they're definitely, knowing how to stay in this fight. They're not getting locked out from DPS only, but it looks like it's still some scrappy fights. I mean, we have the Booyah Bomb right now on the side of DPS only as their opportunity to get in, as the Booyah Bomb's about to go down. Only three up, a retaliatory Booyah Bomb coming in from Aster, but they're having to fight 2 on this side, and Ferg is standing on this. Oh, there we go. Aster gets found, but now without Shell coming in and getting the return, getting another on Noel, and getting this back. It's very back and forth in the middle of this match right now. Just flipping the zone, like you said, flipping the zone back and forth. Nobody's really making any real progress, but it's going to be interesting to see if Microwave is going to be able to make some dents in this points.
They're holding it long enough to be able to keep chipping it down. Like, anytime DPS gets the zone back, they've still got 57 penalty points to be able to get through to even get back down. And Microwave now moving into regular points as it goes back over to DPS only. And they're just trying to play defense at this point. Like, having 5 points left is nice, but you got to be able to control the zone for the rest of the match at that point. And with the way that Microwave is taking back the zone, they have the paint to be able to push them back to Booyah Bombs, and like Junior and Paintbrush painting the zone so well, they keep getting it back and keep chipping down at those points.
Yeah, but in the meantime, DPS only, they've built up their own Booyah Bomb. They're throwing strikes now. They're definitely looking to just neutralize this zone, get some penalty points back up on the side of Microwave, and try to make sure, Microwave doesn't have a chance of even getting close to their lead right now. It seems like Microwave is throwing a Booyah Bomb on there, but I don't think that's going to be enough to really flip the zone. They have almost 15 seconds before the game is just over for the side of Microwave, unless they're able to flip.
DPS is trying to play defense here, but it easily goes back over to Microwave, who is going to be, this is the final chance that they have. They have 5 seconds left on the clock. They've got to hold on to this the entire rest of the match, but they're down to Paintbrush. If that person can get back in fast, they've already got 94 points, well, 47 because of getting down, and it looks like we're neutralized. Anybody could have the zone at this point.
Yeah, that's a wipeout.
That's a full wipeout. Wow. And that first game is going to be going to DPS only. That first push is all they needed to be able to hit, but they had a hard time defending that.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, they had a really strong showing. I mean, they basically got the continual wipeout. 3 down into 4 down, the proper wipeout. They were just camping them out for a good while until the last second, and then just something within Microwave just kind of ticked on, and they were able to just build up specials, really make that last second retake, and then from then on, the rest of the match was just back and forth. Like I mentioned, these teams are definitely equally matched for the most part, especially in terms of their skill level and the results and everything. So it definitely shows that they know how to keep a game, tit for tat.
Yeah, so we're moving on to Clan Blitz Scorch Gorge. This is a completely different map and mode. This is a completely different flavor from Robo Ramen. While Microwave seemed to have a good map control whenever they could get it, DPS had the power to be able to push them out when they needed to. So it's interesting to see who's going to be able to maybe take control of this map here, because there's a lot of verticality on this map. There was a little bit of it on Robo Ramen if you talk about like the underside of the map too, but it seems like this is kind of the power. This is DPS running a DPS style weapons, like pushing the aggression, but Microwave seems to be having a lot more power with map control and being able to put out a lot of paint that DPS has a hard time even coming back in sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see like what Stamper people choose. I mean, we saw Stamper on both sides. It was splat zones, and people have been really enjoying this new Booyah Bomb on the new Stamper. But I wonder to see, especially on a map map and mode like Clan Blitz on Scorch Gorge, we might see a little bit of deviation. Maybe we'll see one of them go back to the Zipcaster if they're comfortable with that, or maybe just a safer option in the Crab Tank to really put on a bunch of pressure. But Crab Tank also got some hits this patch, so we'll see what they end up choosing. I'm interested to see what people end up feeling comfortable on, because as people have said before, Stamper is definitely the most privileged weapon class, or specific like weapon with all of its kits. So it has a lot of versatility in what it could like kind of spec into. So I'm very curious to see where that goes. We didn't see any pens or any chargers in general, so I'm also interested to see where this goes, because I think that class of weapon just gets a little bit more mileage on a map like Scorch Gorge.
Yeah, both teams were liking the new, I believe it's the stickers stamper. I just happened to look that up. And we're going to be sticking with it here on Microwave. Or DPS only, my bad. Both teams sticking to that sticker stamper, liking what it's offering with them with the Booyah Bomb. It's a strong special, especially in this map and mode, to be able to push in and just deny area against the other team. Especially around the corner where that basket is. But 2 people are already going down on Microwave.
Yeah, that's not great. Unlike other modes, going down the people there isn't the most detrimental thing, but it does hurt your clam economy, as we see Power Clamp about to be built up on the side of DPS only, and they're able to just keep this stagger going. It's looking really rough. I mean, this Tacticooler is back up on the side of Microwave, but it looks like we're about to get a possible clam dunk here as the goal gets opened.
They get the power clam in, and they have a couple clams to follow up with, so it's not just a blank power clam break and keeping him at 80 points. But yeah, there's only 2 people left on their side, and with the Booyah Bomb here, they're definitely pushing them back. Microwave's pushing them back out, so that's going to be the end of the first push there. 62 points, respectable start to the game, but we still got a little under 4 minutes left, and Microwave has a chance to be able to make their own play here, especially now that they're 2 people down on DPS only.
Yeah, we see Aster here looking to get another Booyah Bomb, looking for a good push, as we were also comboing it with the Tri-Strikes. We're looking at a possibility, but it looks like, I believe it was Fer before going down. It was somebody with some decently long range. Whoa, Aster, what a shot with that Stamper. Just enough to make a power clamp. That's a wipeout for the side of Microwave on DPS only. And they're able to get some points on the board and take the lead. Oh, they're still scoring.
2 power clams and a couple extra clams as a bonus there to go in there. They don't have anything else, and they're down 3 players now, so I think that's probably going to be the end of that push. Solid response back from Microwave. And DPS only doesn't even, starting to collect clams now, but doesn't have any real power clam.
What a shot!
Potential. That was a great shot there by Noel, and that might give them a good chance to have some more collection there. They do have a power clam and looks to be pushing it in soon. Definitely the Tri-Strikes are going to help them out here. Let's see what happens here on this push.
Oh, Shell doing a great job getting one, but not able to do enough. Rare is trying to be, the last bastion here, but falls to a bomb. That's unfortunate as for the side of Microwave, as DPS only get some clams in and are looking, I believe, 3 clams before being able to take this lead. Oh, Lime just had enough of Shell coming in to trade, and Microwave holds on to their lead for now.
They had the clams to be able to take the lead, but they didn't have the pressure to keep it forward because Microwave was keeping them out. So Microwave's still holding the lead here, but not by too much. It would just necessarily take, what's it looking like, a power clam and then maybe some change to be able to take that lead. Not a very strong lead here, as Microwave's going down by 2 players, and DPS has got clams for days here and specials to be able to hold down a push.
Oh, Fern's so confident here. He's walking up. He's putting in those clams. He's like, let's get this lead. I have a splash out. I don't care what's happening. Does use that splash down there. Getting down to 19 points for the side of DPS only. Feeling very confident right now. In a little bit of a pickle, but not even jumping out. Just absolute cojones on him right now. And DPS only is still putting in clams. I think that's about it. I mean, they still have clam economy to go, but that's 7 left for them before they're able to take this map.
Microwave's got a little over a minute, and they got a power clam or 2 to be able to have a response to that, but getting down to 7 is a strong push here for Microwave as DPS, sorry, I got the oh boy, anyway, we're moving back in. Microwave has got the specials to be able to move in. They got the power clam, they got some backup clams as well. They got 1 special, there 2 specials with Cooler going in there. They're going to be making the good push here. potentially, if they can get this going in.
Yeah, this push is pretty much dead. I mean, Microwave is able to put the one clam in, but I think it's just Lettuce and people jumping in from here. Yeah, this push is just absolutely dead. People are respawning. It's not looking great. I mean, they still have 30 seconds in this match to do something. They still managed to find Aster and Shell over here, but I don't think just sitting near their basket is going to be enough to get, you know, a full-on push going.
They're trying to keep the pressure going, but they don't have they have 2 power clams. They have their regular clam that they just built there with a pity clam. They were trying to just kind of maybe hold them back, hold some pressure for people for their teammates to be able to collect, gain some specials and push in. They got DPS only 2 down, so this is going to be the best chance that they have here, but they're losing their own people.
Yeah, this Booyah's everything. They were able to get the one clam in, but I think everyone else fell down. It's just Shell jumping in, and that's it. Shell is down, and it's looking like DPS only have taken this
thing. It might be a 2-0 set, but I will say both of these games came down to the wire, and both teams, like Microwave might have lost 2-0 in the set, but they went out fighting. Like they took both of these games like close to overtime, so respectable performance on Microwave side too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just sometimes. Oh, sorry, I hit my mic. Sorry, but sometimes the bracket on Sendo.ing doesn't tell the whole story, especially in these 2-0 situations. Sometimes you're just absolutely keeping it down to the wire, but you just barely make it on both of those maps, and you know that's really the case here for Microwave. The CCA representatives here did an amazing job this week so far. They still have one more round to see if they could snag a spot in Hammerhead bracket if they were able to, right? Or do you need at least just one win for Hammerhead? Am I wrong?
I think it's 2 for Hammerhead. I could be wrong. I'm not 100%. Listen, I'm usually on the other side of the camera. I don't have to worry about the logistics of the tournament or anything. I'm just told what other people will tell me to do and make this dream look pretty. But DPS only winning 2 sets in a row 2-0 is going to be a good look for them as it goes into the bracket. They have great white potential under their belt here, so it'd be exciting to see if they make it to Great White bracket here. And our next match is, I don't know if it's necessarily ready yet. They sent us our next match. I'm checking to see if it's ready. It is definitely not going to be ready right now.
Yeah, we have some time to spare.
We have some time, yeah.
Yeah. Also, just looking at the rounds, what determines your bracket is just performance against the others in your group. Every person makes it to a bracket, but it definitely seems for the sake of Group L, Microwave and Karmacy, Colony, OAR, and Group L are gonna have to go up against one another to figure out who's going to make it into Mako and who's going to make it into Lantern, while DPS only is looking to get themselves into Great White if they're able to take this next match up against Wyvern. So that's the news on the side of Group L as we start to take a look at our next match in Group N. But in the meantime, take a look at the bracket yourselves. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. We have a lot more Splatoon to be played here, and we have some adverts for you to check out. Catch you later.
Later.
Maybe too many. But there's always been something missing. An opportunity than just the best in the West. Because there exists higher, bigger stage, a global series. IPL has collaborated with Area Cup to provide 8 of the top teams from Japan to face off against 8 teams from the West in a one-day 16-team double elimination tourney with multiple streams in both English and Japanese to claim the greatest prize of all, the title of being the best on planet Earth. Splat World Series. Qualifying information coming soon.
And welcome back, everybody, to Swim or Sink 191. We're moving into the third round of the group stage here. My name is Justin. Joining me on the commentary desk is CKK. The streamer takeover is real. How are you doing, my man?
We're doing good. We're going into the third round of groups, and this round of groups is always the most important. It's the tiebreaker, or in some case, a very important round for teams. And in this case, for these two teams, it is a very important one. This game will dictate which bracket they end up into, depending on whether they win or lose. So let's get to know our teams real quick.
Yeah, over here on... Who's on the left side? Birds of Paradise. Let's look at Birds of Paradise first. They don't have a team page, but they have... Let's see. They have lost both of the first two rounds that they have played today, and we don't have time. No time. We are going in.
Cargo Co. Splatoon.
Both of these teams in the break we kind of determined were relatively around Ludi Division 5, so that's just to kind of give you guys a little bit. So these have got some mid-level teams here.
Yeah, once again, an evenly matched game. So we're going to see what ends up happening here. We're seeing a dread, first dread of the day. We're also seeing the new Splattershot Pro, and then once again, that sticker stamper will not go away. People are having too much fun as we see Birds of Paradise grouping up in mid to get that zone flip the first, and then, you know, we're seeing Kingdom Bane try to get back in, but Birds of Paradise are keeping that paint up. Honestly, they just have a decent amount of paint to work with, but, you know, they lose their stamper, and now Kingdom Bane's trying to see if they can make an opening here.
Birds of Paradise took control. nice reef slider there. Birds of Paradise took the zone early, but for the first little bit of that match, it was still kind of neutral. No one was really going down, but evidently Birds of Paradise is taking a lot more control now. And half of their points necessary to win the game taking it, but Kingdom Bane is well, never mind. I speak too slowly.
They finally flipped!
They did get it! Kingdom Bane got the zone back for a couple points, and they need to neutralize it back. They got 2 down on the other team, and they will be able to get the zone back into their control, as they are still taking 2 down on Birds of Paradise and are going to be pushing them back into their spawn, and seeing if they can try to lock them out to get their points down to less than 43 here.
Yeah, and we see both sides are pulling out their tacticalers, so it looks like, you know, this is going to be a scrappy fight, but people are going to be jumping right back in. This is like the third, I swear, this is like the third reef slider I've seen in like 3 seconds. But it seems that Birds of Paradise is able to make a little bit of a comeback. They were able to flip the zone, but they're losing people at the expense of it. So we'll see what is going to happen in this match, because there's only a 3-point difference here, Justin.
That Dreadringer almost has another reef slider. I just want to let you know that this Dreadringer is farming these reef sliders so fast. Although they go down, the tent gets 2 there.
Don't die!
Another one! Oh my goodness, this tent is going insane, and now they get control of the zone. That is what they needed to be able to get the control back, but they've got to get through that penalty and get the couple of points they need to take the lead here as they push Birds of Paradise back into their spawn. That tent's feeling it right now, and they've got the
absolutely. There's another.
They're still going, I swear.
That bubbler's gonna kill a little bit of the momentum off of that Trizuka, but Valo's still walking up, just kicking butt and taking names, like genuinely just walking up and taking their one shot at a time, and just really being the dominant Brella player on this map right now. Honestly, Kingdom Bane wasn't looking too good. Scab coming in, trying to cap the zone with the Reef Slider, isn't able to. 10 points left on the side. And Kingdom Bane, it looks like they're going to take this first map.
Oh, it was like 50-50 right there at the end. They almost got that zone back. Yeah, Valo there on the Tenebrella. Like, listen, whenever you got a heavy edit Splatling and a Dreadringer on your team, I guess somebody's got to be the frontline player on this, and you might as well make it the skirmishy Tenebrella that was what they needed, and the play from the Tenebrella there was able to get them the the man advantage that they needed to take the control back, and oh, what a first game for Kingdom Bane.
Yeah, I was about to say while we were watching that, I was really surprised Kingdom Bane really didn't take that first zone flip because, I just feel like on paper they just had, more paint in general on the side of their team comp. And, seeing that they had more paint in general, I was just surprised. They also had the tents to deny a lot of the paint. But yeah, once they were able to, get that space, take, the zone, they were just able to just steamroll a little bit when it comes to just blocking out Birds of Paradise from being able to get back in. I mean, despite all the reef sliders going as deep as possible, they just couldn't get past that one checkpoint, whether it's because of the tent coming in or if it was just because the brilliant walkout from Kingdom Bane.
Kingdom Bane had a lot of energy in the start, but seemed to kind of like fizzle off near the end. They weren't able to keep that power going that they had from the very start of the match. And I'm curious how that's going to go here moving into Hagglefish Market, because this is a map that's very linear. I mean, like, it's very well known for being, I mean, Topic loves to call it the Tetris piece of all maps here. And that's true. And this is the kind of thing where, like, if you have a lot of that forward energy, you can get a good push going here on tower control.
Yeah, and I wonder, I'm curious to see if, we see a little bit of changing up of the team comp. I mean, on Splatoon, we saw a lot of Reef Slider. We saw a lot of Zuka. And then obviously we had both of the Hedits. I think the Hedit's going to have a decent time here, even though I think, honestly, this might be a little bit more of a pen map because of the tent, or whatever that thing is called, the little the canopy. That's the word I'm looking for, the canopy. But honestly, Hedit could just do the same amount of work. So I'm curious to see if, if they opt for something maybe more Booyah Bomb, maybe a little bit more GG strikes. We'll see.
Swapping up to the... Wait, I don't know if they had to lose before. We do see a pencil!
We do see a pencil.
Oh, a sight for sore eyes, maybe, to some people. I don't know. We haven't seen a lot of pencil action today, so it seems like Birds of Paradise are going to be going with the pencil as their cooler weapon, moving in, swapping off from they had the heavy edit Splatling in the last match, I believe, but I think pencil is definitely a lot more sensible pick here, but Kingdom Bane is going to be taking the early control, moving 2 inches, and now moving a little bit more now that they've gotten 2 down on Birds of Paradise.
Yeah, Valo is just feeling themselves right now, just walking up with that 10, trying to take space, trying to find the pencil up here, popping that Zuka, trying to find something underneath the right canopy, finding ACT, and, we're looking at first checkpoint being taken from the side of Kingdom Bane. Oh, okay, Skep, okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Taking 2 down, scrapping with Navi, isn't able to take them out, but...
Skep swapped over to the new Splattershot Pro. I believe it's the Pro. I don't remember the exact name, but it's definitely the one from the Barazushi collection. And
the FRZN. Frozen.
Yeah. It looks like Frozen to me, so I've just been calling it.
It's Frozen.
That.
For sure.
Basically. And Birds of Paradise getting 2 down on Kingdom Bane as they're making a good push of their own, moving through that first checkpoint, pretty solid there. And but Birds of Paradise are getting 2 down here. I don't know if they're going to be able to get 2. It seems like they're not going to be... Well, no, they're still pushing the towers a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to also get that checkpoint, but it's just just barely, just getting the checkpoint for the sake of it not being a nuisance again later. But yeah, I mean, in terms of checkpoints, we're even Stevens in this team, in this game, but Kingdom Bane is the team with a little bit of a slight advantage. Bomb from Skep taking out the Hedit that was on the tower and slowing down that push a little bit, because it looked like Kingdom Bane was kind of going on a world tour with this tower for a second and looking to make a push of their own.
The heavy edit is back very quickly though because of cooler, so it was just like a small break from the match. Now we're back. We're making another push happening here, but I don't think there was too much more that they made on their push there, but not like they need to. But both teams have got about the same level here. We haven't made it to the second checkpoint there, which that's a very important checkpoint, but it is a tough one to get past on this map because of the high ground your enemy team gets as the Stamper gets 2 there on Kingdom Bane.
Yeah, that is quite the play there. It's definitely making a lot of space for Kingdom Bane as they start making work on that second checkpoint. And they pop the tactical cooler, they're popping the bubble, they're taking this checkpoint whether you like it or not. And it's becoming definitely an issue for Kingdom Bane because they have to respond in kind in the next 2 minutes if they want a chance at seeing a game, or if they want to lock out this game or this set.
Birds of Paradise definitely taking a lot more control there. That was the push they needed, getting past a very tough checkpoint on this map. And now, as we move back into the center, it's a big fight for mid, with Birds of Paradise having a slight advantage in paint, but having a disadvantage in the number of people down. As it's another one with the Trizuka, and they're going to start making their own response here with just over a minute left to go in this game.
Yeah, they're starting to make their push. They already got 2 down on the side of Birds of Paradise. They're looking to make a really good push here. I mean, they also still have the Crab Tank to take a lot of space and especially push off a lot of the members of Birds of Paradise that could be, you know, sitting in these power positions that could be denying the second checkpoint. Ooh. As I say, 2 down on the side of Birds of Paradise.
They went, I don't know what took 3 people out all at the same time. I just saw 3 squids go complete black on my screen. And that's exactly what Kingdom Bane needed to be able to take that lead and push it just a little bit farther. And now Birds of Paradise has so much further to go. Like, they've got to go all the way down to 20 and start getting close to that 3rd checkpoint to be able to have a chance with less than 30 seconds left to go in this game.
Yeah, Kingdom Bane's making a push. Skep on that Splattershot Pro diff, just showing Navi who's the better one in the lobby right now. But it's not enough to start to get really deep into that push. I mean, they're able to take down 2, but it looks like, you know, this push is definitely going to need some gas behind it, especially since there's a tent on the flank. They're going to have to deal with Valo. Definitely a playmaker. Let's see, Pop Suzuka looking to get something off ACT. ACT throwing the Booyah Bomb, but nobody's on the tower. And that's a 2-0 for Kingdom Bane.
Birds of Paradise needed a good last push there, but Valo on the 10 umbrella with the Trizuka is just like, no, you're good. Like, we're gonna stop. I think we finished up. Y'all can go home now. We're having a well, go home, but like, we're gonna send you down a bracket today as we finish up the 3rd round of the group stage here, with Kingdom Bane getting a 2-0 victory over Birds of Paradise. This is their first set win of the group stage, I believe, so that's gonna get them a very, very nice bump up in the bracket.
They will be heading off into the Mako bracket, and Birds of Paradise will be heading to the Lantern bracket. But with that being said, we're done with groups. We've played our group stage, so we're going to be looking forward. Normally the stream goes towards a great white bracket, so we're going to be seeing you guys there soon. But before we head to break, I do just want to say, Valo, you got to build the highlight reel after that one. That one's got to be... That's a personal my vote for MVP of the match. That's a clip. Someone clip that, ship it, put that on your Sendo results page instead of just a bunch of text. Sendo adding clips onto your profile when, because that was an amazing performance.
Oh my gosh, I would. Yeah. That's something I would love to have. Just have individual players show off some of their best clips. But Valo, my goodness, the most aggressive front life tent player I've ever seen, making it work on a team that in the previous match had a Dreadringer and a heavy edit Splatling. Some people would argue this is getting close to a triple backline comp, but they made it work. They had the power. It's not a triple backline comp when your tent's playing forward and hitting everybody.
Yeah, literally, the weight of the world on your shoulders there when you're the only one going up and all you have is a shield behind you. So yeah, that was honestly really well played, and also just a lot. I'm not a fan of seeing missiles again, but we're definitely seeing a lot of missiles. A lot of people are really liking that the new Splattershot Pro, the Frozen. It looks fun. Might have to try it myself. Maybe I'll try it. Who knows?
We're getting
I've
back
never
to
been.
the end of the. We're getting back to the end of the Splatoon 2 meta where missiles are just after missiles after missiles. Hopefully not. I pray
Hopefully
that
not.
that is not the case that happens. But this is going to be
Yeah.
the end of the group stage. Everybody, there's still a couple rounds, not too many rounds, couple rounds finishing up here. But once everything gets finished up, everybody's going to be put into the different brackets. And we're going to be seeing you for the first round of Top Cut Great White Bracket after a short little break. So stay tuned for Top Cut coming soon.
Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Swim or Sink Edition 191. We have an amazing top cut, great white rest of the tournament here for the rest of you. I am CKK, and with me I have Justin. We're gonna get right into this first match of top cut with Honkai versus PLUH.
Yeah, Honkai. If you've been around Swimmer Sync for a while, Honkai is definitely not a strange face to be seen, especially here in Great White. I don't know how many Great Whites that they've made it through, like almost winning or definitely winning. It's like they've made their name known here in this tournament, and they're going to be going up against PLUH. Or do you have the sound effect pulled up for that? There it is. I don't know, don't necessarily know anything, but I can pull up the weapons. Chris here seems like they got a variety of different shooters or other weapons that they can pull from. Isaac got the blob on. Seems like they mainly are a blob player, but they have some other weapons in the back pocket as well. I don't speak Japanese, but but no weapons listed for that player, although they do say that they have Div 1 experience in Moody, so. And who else we got on here? Oscar. I love when people do not list their weapons on Sendo, so I have nothing to talk about. So I guess we'll move on to talking about Splat Zone's Barnacle and Dime. We have moved on to the Splat Zone sandwich that I talked about earlier, and people are going to say it's not a sandwich because the Splat Zone is not in the middle. I don't care. You understand what I mean. So we're going to be bookending these sets from now to the end of the tournament with Splat Zones. First, in a best of 3 round 1 for Great White on Barnacle and Dime.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting seeing what we end up seeing in terms of comps in Splat Zones, Barnacle and Dime, just because, everyone talks about that one. I forget the name. I'm not great with callouts. I must confess. But once they get into that one little platformed area, that's when the lockouts are happening, and we're seeing. Is that Rapid Pro with the? Yeah, it is. It's with the Tacticooler. We're seeing a Tacticooler weapon that's new. We're seeing some new tech here, and we're also seeing a coolerless comp on the side of Honkai. So, I believe they're swapped. Never mind, PLUH. And yeah, Ivy Woomy takes the first pick, looking like it's going to be a Honkai cap. Honkai's the orange, yes. And yeah, it seems like 2 down situation for the side of PLUH, managing to get a trade. Now it's 2-2. But yeah, I mean, Honkai just has the advantage right now, so it's not the greatest situation for PLUH to be in.
Yeah, getting basically a delayed wipe there on PLUH. Honkai is moving in to make their lockout possible. Taro pulling out that new Rapid Blaster Pro, which seems to be replacing their typical play of using the heavy edit spotlight as their cooler weapon. So trying out something new, and it seems like a lot of people are really liking that as a backline cooler weapon. Nice pick there that Kabi got there. As the points just be ticking down, but Honkai's losing members, and PLUH is going to be taking control of the zone here and going to be starting to make a push of their own, but 2 members down.
Nilla looking to say something about it with that nerfed crab tank. Finally, after 3 bomb shots, takes one down. But hey, that's 3 down on the side of PLUH. That's a wipeout. Honkai's happy about that. They're ready to take back, and they still have a Stamper to go. That recently, not too recently, buffed Stamper could be deadly here as it gets launched and finds one. Woomy definitely happy about that, and yeah, just PLUH is just having a hard time dropping from their spawn. Taking out Woomy right now. Silex looking for the next. Taro not in a great situation, looking to fight for their lives, goes down, but that's a Tacticooler on them. They're coming back up right away on both sides. And yeah, Woomy looking to take another. The zone neutralized, but taken back from on the side of Honkai. They're still in it. They're ready and looking to get rid of their penalty points to potentially look for a knockout.
PLUH is getting back in there. They have the power to be able to take the zone back, but they're not having the power to keep it, as they keep losing members and staggering out of the spawn here. Honkai has the specials to be able to push them in, and are going to start ticking down their own points. Penalty is done. They're getting down the points, and PLUH is starting to make good progress here to be able to potentially neutralize the zone for themselves, as Honkai is getting down to less than 10 points left. That's what they needed. They needed to be able to get control left, because that's not a lot. Good. That's a nice wipeout there. Honkai has been taking a lot of control of this map and a lot of control of this game here. PLUH is able to get in there every once in a while, but they need to be able to hold it longer than just a couple seconds to be able to make something happen here.
Yeah, and it looks like, you know, PLUH is too far back. Okay, actually, as I say that, finding one, but just gets cornered by Nilla and Kabi just into the corner, and Honkai closing out this game, taking down the points, and that's a strong statement for the first map of the set.
Honkai makes a statement every time they come to SOS, and they are always going to be one of the top teams performing in Great White Bracket, and that's them just doing what they normally do here. They have something, they don't really have too much to say. They are the regulars that have a name here, so it's going to be interesting to see what PLUH can do on Clan Blitz Museum de Alfonsino to try to take a game back and maybe try to get this to game 3 and see if they can keep it up here, because we're in single elimination now. You're like, everybody made it to a bracket, everybody's had their games to play, but you know, like, you lose one set, you're out at this point. So PLUH's got definitely some ground to make up here, but I don't know if Clan Blitz on Museum de Alfonsino is going to be what they're looking for here.
Yeah, I mean, it could definitely be rough. I don't recall the comps too much. I mean, the Carbon could definitely get some work done, especially, you know, around the different spinners on the map. So, you know, that's definitely an option for Clan Blitz. I feel like Clan Blitz is definitely, you know, I feel like more sharking weapons definitely like to have fun. Or maybe I'm just saying that for bias, because a lot of Ink Brush players love Clan Blitz, unsurprisingly. But, you know, yeah, I think Honkai is gonna have a pretty good time, specifically Woomy, because I don't know, as we were watching that last game, Woomy was just having a really good time being in those forward positions, trying to find you know, opportunities to keep it out. But, you know, Museum del Falsino is not nearly as much of a lockout map as Barnacle and Dime, or unless I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the chat, folks, but I'm pretty sure it's a little bit harder to kind of fully lock out the way they were doing in Barnacle and Dime on Museum del Falsino. So I think we're gonna see some, I mean, there's nothing to lock out, but, you know, the pushes, you know, get a little more dire when the maps are more lockout friendly. So we'll see. We'll have to see how these pushes go. I think Honkai definitely have a lot of that coordination to really make good pushes and, you know, possibly get 50 points, if not go all the way on a singular push.
Yeah, this is a map and mode that definitely requires that team coordination, especially on this map, because the basket's not as close as it is on other maps. You got to be able to push pretty far to get to be able to make a score on this basket. And with the way that PLUH played that first game, having a little bit of trouble keeping coordinated and maybe like one or two players trying to make it into the zone on the last map, they need to be able to hold it together and be able to play as a team to make something happen here as we move into...
Is that new Dread? No, oh, never mind. That's a Bloblopper.
No, that's just the regular blob, and Isaac is typically a blob player. They love playing that blob, and as two people are going down on PLUH, Honkai is taking the early advantage here in this game with a power clam, taking 3 down, just the knot left over here, taking that one down too, and they're going to be able to make an easy first push here with that first power clam, although the power clam holder did go down, so
that's
not
unfortunate.
Super easy here for them.
I just want to go back a little bit and talk about, you know, Woomy just going down there, distracting 3, taking down 3. That was crazy. And now they're in this advantage position. You know, Kraken's going to have to be popped to try and, you know, stop some of this pressure. I mean, I think PLUH has been doing a great job at just keeping, you know, Honkai from scoring right now. But like I said, like you said, it's just kind of a matter of luck. It's been a while, and it looks like Honkai still can't score. Never mind. Maybe this Bloblopper, this double pseudo slosher, if you could call Bloblopper a full slosher comp, is definitely, you know, putting down too much paint for Honkai to really handle and get a real push down.
I think Honkai got a little nervous there. They were trying to be able to make a push there, and they just got a little impatient. They thought they could be able to maybe just overpower them, but PLUH had the consistent defense to be able to say, you need a couple more than just 1 or 2 people to be able to take us down here. So we're back to a neutral state, back fighting for the middle of the map, and both teams collected. Well, until PLUH goes down 3 members, and Honkai is going to have another good chance to be able to have a push here.
Yeah, they've got a power on him. Yeah, but it's not many more clams. I lied. I apologize for lying. We're at 17 clams now. This could be a big push with, you know, the tactic cooler coming out. They're going to be able to come back up really quickly. Ooh, I think both of them went in, and they're still putting down more clams. 2 go down. I don't think they went down with the tactic cooler, taking quite a bit to respawn, but that's fine. It doesn't matter. Like I said, first push, 49 points in typical Honkai fashion.
Yeah, and PLUH seems to just constantly be staggering here and not have any clams to be able to say anything back. Honkai's got the advantage here to be able to potentially make another push. Well, unless you go 2 down and then don't have any clams to be able to do anything about it. This is just a back and forth sort of game, but it's on PLUH's platform. So even though like Honkai keeps going down, they have the cooler to be able to come back in quickly and keep the pressure going on PLUH as they're collecting more clams, get another power clam, and have another probably good push here.
Yeah, they're scoring the clam right now. It's 51 plus 4. Oh, they're going down. It's past 40 right now. They're scoring points. This Ultra Stamp going deep. Woomy trying to find one. They're not safe in their spawn whatsoever. Nillad picking up the slack in terms of the pressure, popping that crab tank, just pushing around the people in the spawn, just pulling them as the rest of Honkai scored. Finish out this game.
Yeah, once you get into their spawn and just start messing with them, you're going to distract them enough that they can't even be able to move forward while the people while your team's moving in the back, grabbing extra clams and just chucking them in for free at that point. Honkai, just a very textbook, well-executed plays here on both flat zones and clam blitz. So yeah, 2-0, PLUH's out of the tournament at this point. We're in single elims. Honkai is going to be moving on the bracket to round 2.
Yeah, and I just have to say about that funny Nillad play. I thought I was watching like Hammond Overwatch there for a second. Just like they were just bumping around in the crab tank, trying to get some damage in. That was extremely funny, I have to say. But yeah, just Honkai did a masterclass a little bit of just, you know, how to keep the pressure up despite all odds, despite all situations. They were, like you mentioned earlier in the map, they were just keeping things even, but keeping things even pushed up onto the plat. Like you said, it gives them, you know, that ability to respawn, pick up clams, build up that clam economy. I mean, they went from like 8 to 16 in like literally the blink of a second. You know, they were able to just really keep the pressure up in both of those maps. On Barnacle and Dime, they just did a really good job just doing typical Barnacle and Dime lockout things once they got their advantage. Sure, they stumbled just like they did a little bit on Museum del Francino, but they know how to keep the pressure up. They know how to keep and push their advantage. I think that's really interesting. They don't give up their advantage once they've got it.
All right, so that is going to be the end of our commentary block. It seems like the next match is already getting ready to be set up, so we won't take too much of your time here. So yeah, this has been the first commentary block here. We should probably just like do outros. I think that's what happens here.
You would think we would know after being behind the camera so often, but yeah, where can the lovely people find you, Justin?
You can find me at PipeDreamDX basically anywhere. Might as well do a shameless plug of the video game that I've been working on for the past couple of years. I'm on the team behind Project Eden's Garden, which is a Danganronpa fan game. I'm the sound lead of that game. It's a free Danganronpa fan game with the prologue and the first chapter out. You guys should check it out. It is very, very good, if I may say so myself. And otherwise, any other SOS, I might typically be on the other side of the mic, actually streaming this thing. They let me out of the cage, and now I am here. So, how about you, CKK? Where the good people can find you?
You could. I mean, I'm pretty much CKK anywhere, so you could find me there. But if you actually want to see some fun stuff that I do, just like Justin here and most of the other prod people that have been coming on after us, you could find me here on IPL or Dapple or just a few other places. Who knows? But definitely also, if we're gonna just plug things that we are typically behind the camera for, definitely check out at Broadcast Beep or Broadcasting Esports Every Play. I've been doing a lot of stuff there, so if you want to see a lot more of our work besides talking to the microphone, feel free to check that stuff out. But yeah, thank you so much. This has been the first block of the production takeover, the streamer takeover, and coming right up should be Jorian and Summit Purist, more production crew coming in very shortly. Thanks for having us.
Later.
Your boy sprightly, 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 sprightly.
Welcome back, everybody, to Swimmer Sync 191. We're here tonight on a very special streamer night. I'm here with Jorian, and how are you doing tonight?
So yeah, the funny thing about the stream and one thing I'm doing fine. 8 hours, 8 hours ago, I was doing paddling pool, so now I'm here. But the story about the streamer night. So last week we didn't have an SMS because of the update, and then this week Justin decided to commentate and shoot a shot to commentate, and then literally we did it as a joke and said like, oh, I can join in, and then Sama, you join in and say like, oh, I can do it, and then CKK randomly in the randomness of sense added as the fourth. So now we're all here, four out of 5 streamers though when you need grounded mic next. So we'll always have all the streamers in IPL to do a stream. But yeah, that's just for fun too. But Sama, yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I had a fun day, you know, rushing to get my dinner made so I could be on time for this. It feels really good to be here for a middle of the week stream, but you know, normally you see me on the Saturday streams. I just streamed the SAC finals, and normally you see me over on Dapple Productions, but it's a good time to be over here on IPL as a commentator.
Oh wait, it's funny how you say that too, because the funny joke as well. Both of us are Dapple streamers, and while Justin and CKK that you saw earlier, they're all IPL streamers as well. So, well, technically CKK does do Dapple as well because they do Training Cup sometimes, and sometimes they do Squid Junction as well. But how about you do Squid Junction, and you should know some of these people as well.
Yes, I am the net resident Squid Junction guy if my work doesn't have me going anywhere. But let's take a look at the maps we have for this set here. We're starting off on, you know, the classic Splat Zones Mahi Mahi. I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of reef cheese here, considering how much we've been seeing earlier in the tournament.
Honestly, how many times did you actually see it when you do streams? Like, honest to God. How many times?
Reef cheese? I would say it's probably like every other Splat Zones match, to be honest. Especially on the Mahi Mahi.
Well, the funny thing is, there is Umami Ruins, which is more which is more reef cheese, but Tacklefish. Good thing that's not zones because that is Reef Central, but funny enough too, because of the new update with the new weapons, we got to see more Booyah come out. So we might be seeing more Booyah actually coming out with crab combos as well too.
I think a lot of crab will be fun to see here, especially with all the new kits that we have to see since we were canceled last week. I haven't personally looked too much into the kits, but I've seen the dualies a lot. Surprisingly, I've seen a lot of the new Dreadringer, which has been really fun. And I believe it's the Stamper that has Booyah Bomb on it, and that's been played a lot today. So very fun to see.
Yeah, it does seem fun to see. Honestly, I just remember some of the weapons itself, but not entirely. But I do remember some of these players, like with him, Cheddar. The names might be a little bit different because they have aliases, but if you know about Acing, they are the Luna Blast main, and they kept Luna. And look at that, there is the Pro that has a new weapon as well. So that's gonna be the S1 or S2, but mostly S1 Sponsor Pro with the Splat Bomb and missiles.
Oh yes, we're seeing Kensa Pro all over again. But talking about the players here, they have Tacos on the other team, who I believe is on Poyo. Who they got Div X this last Ludi, I want to say. I've been seeing them a lot in the Squid Junctions. Very fun player to watch. As you see them right now getting taken down, or they didn't get taken down, but they took down the player we were just watching. And now we're moving over here to Fizney on the pen, taking down one on the zone, making sure their team gets all this ink over the zone, pushing forward, helping their team push forward. You just see this green ink everywhere across the map. You see Ham's Cheddar getting pushed back. This crab coming out from Tacos here. And it's just, wow. Just green everywhere.
It is so great that really because it's the summertime too, that so many of these so many of these top level like players are doing picked up for each other. That like Poyo, there is some teams playing together, and there is some from other teams as well, like from the EU side that is playing right now just for fun. But we're seeing that fishmonger got one a name. They were just playing all together, and they were just stopping competition because they know they had the agroness compared to Ham Cheddar. Because for Ham Cheddar, you need them to lead on to actually get the win, and like Acing is trying to get led on, they just lost the fight, and because of that, we saw Fishmonger just play defensive win.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you have to do on Mahi, really. Once you get yourself in a good position here, just hold that defense, and especially with a good pen on your side, it's not a very hard task to achieve. There you see Fishmonger just holding their position steady, but we see here Ham's Cheddar pushing back in. They've gotten control of the zone. Not for long though, but we have 66 penalty points on the side of Fishmonger. We see if they can take this zone back and work through those penalty points.
Yeah, but also we got to see a little bit of a battle wait. Okay, never mind. That's commentator curse right there. That's a 3 down for Ham Cheddar, and finally, officially on Predator was able to move up. Bob can actually finally move on as well to see another player of Tacos not play the junior. Funny enough, they're playing the Splash and having the main gear on as well. They are going to be trying to go for Crab Cheese as well. Well, not Crab Cheese. They're trying to go for Splash Crab Fletcher to counter the missiles coming up right now in Acing Tamer, which they just ran into. And that's going to be a cap for Ham Cheddar.
Yes, it's good to see Ham and Cheddar taking this very offensive push back into mid here. We see them throwing bombs up into Fishmonger's base here, trying to push that pen back and the rest of the players back with them. You see T-Girl Swag here, just keeping control of that zone, keeping the defense, throwing those bombs up. Fishmonger pushing back up with the pen. Not for long though. We have that bubble pop right on the corner, just holding this zone steady.
Yeah, and also, if you didn't notice so far with the notification that maybe not showed up, we are streaming this on the Switch too, by the way. So you are seeing 60 FPS of gameplay right here. It's solid quality. I'm gonna be seeing with solid quality gameplay from Cheddar, who even though they are 2 down, 3 down now, we see Tico's guys still with the unit, still keeping on with the zone because no one focused them on the right side. They focused on anyone else for the left side, which gave them a little bit more points to handle.
Yes, we see Fishmonger putting this offensive push right back up, working through those penalty points, only down to 14 with 35 penalty. You see one get taken down, but they're still going. I believe they're coolered up right now, at least most of them are. Wow, look, oh my goodness. You see this roller sharking right off the edge. Working down, keeping going, holding steady.
That's what you get to see with the bowler gameplay, honestly. And remember, this is the one of the top of bowlers of Ivy, who is at C-Bio as well, which is going to be coming up later on. But main thing to know about it right now is that we're going to be seeing Fishmonger coming down to 4 points. So now with Cheddar actually coming back with 25 penalty points remaining and Cooler from Shallow coming up soon, which actually gets popped up really, we're going to see Cheddar try to beat defense. Definitely, if we get acing to get with their hammer actually, and just get the aggro, which they actually do, and with an assist from Shallow, that's gonna be a good hold. But the crab is coming in soon. But Ivy does go down as well. Target's going to be on the far left, trying to do a crab, which they do have ready. But that's gonna be when they and the rest of the team, like Ivy with the bubbler, that is going to be coming soon as well. But with 20 seconds, they need to go in and run.
I mean, this is such an interesting match to see here. We thought, you know, Fishmonger was going to sweep it really fast from the beginning, but we see here, Cheddar down to 13 points now. They have a penalty again, but this is a much closer match than we originally thought it was going to be. We're over here watching Tacos keeping control of this zone, popping, grabbing some cooler from the cooler, obviously, but moving up forward. We see some bombs being thrown on the side, Pen coming down on the side. There's only 7 seconds left on this match. We're going into overtime, it looks like.
Yeah, it does, but it's funny enough how you spell regret on the other game. Okay, wait.
Never mind.
Never mind, okay. Regret happens. And it does turn out that Fishmonger does get the lead and get the win involved from Cheddar. They were so close to coming it back. But just unfortunately, because they got penalty once again, they were able to push it all the way to the edge. But because of the penalty, they got solidly knocked out. Unfortunately, because of the special comment that Fishmonger have. Oh boy.
I feel bad. I gave him my my very first commentator's curse, but that was a very fun match to watch, and I'm excited to see how they play here coming up on Tower Control on Hagglefish. This is another classic map here. I know a lot of other people say that the pushes go really, really fast, but you never really see like 0 to hundreds on this map, even on low level that often. This is the map that always has a lot of really good fights going on, especially up in the base area.
It's so funny that when you say that, they technically mean it goes fast for the first checkpoint. Because once you get to the first checkpoint and win that, it gets to a stalemate. And then after that, it gets speedrun all the way. So it's close, but it's not entirely as dread because the first barrier is always the first checkpoint. But at the same time too, it's unfortunate if we get to see the bosses. We're not going to be seeing Rose in this whole set at all. Because if Rose was here, who's on Cheddar by the way, with the combo of Luna and Acing, like and Vanessa as well, like they're a quad they used to play before, but Shallow's picking this up. So we're not seeing a Tri-Saucer. A Tri-Saucer would be good combo with the Luna Blaster. But for Fishmonger, again, they were just strong overall. They got Div X previously, Div 1 recently as well too. Like, it's a top level versus top level since we're winning round 2 as well. So we're going to be seeing a carefully damaging round 2. Let's say that.
I mean, I'm biased here to say a Tri-Slosher would go crazy on this map as a Tri-Slosher main myself.
Okay.
But going into this map here, we have a Headit on one side, but keeping the pen, we have the Luna Blaster. I think this is the same thing as last match, actually.
Well, there's a swap between Fishmonger because he didn't have the Stamper. That's new.
They did not. You're right. There was no Splatana.
Yeah, so that's new, but at the same time too, it kind of competes with the algo, but A seems to be having a fun time because they know they can take fight and left all around. But even though we had tacos on the crab, that mostly got shredded immediately, it's immediately snapped by acing.
I mean, the crab stands no chance when you throw a blaster on this map on tower control. I say that as they get taken down by the pen, but this is going to be Acing's playground on this beautiful tower control match here. We see Fishmonger pushing forward a little bit. Nobody's really riding that tower yet, but we can see Acing coming up on the side here, getting ready to have their fun.
Yeah, but at the same time too, we're seeing all the rest of the team, like Apple Pie, aka Ivy, actually think on the left side, waiting for the sneak as well, trying to battle against Acing sneak, but whoever wins will actually get the win. But we'll see on the far left corner, actually they jump back. Talker's gonna be in the 1v1 and actually team up and actually lose in the fight, and now we're gonna be seeing actually Fishmonger move on in the yellow to get the lead going to the first checkpoint. If they do get it, the sweep will happen. But if not, it's gonna be a huge stalemate. And they finally know it, but they get snapped by Acing once again.
I mean, Acing and that hammer, it's a dangerous combo. Even if they don't have their hammer out, they're just waiting to get that hammer out. And it was very shocking to see the hammer coming out on the side of Fishmonger. It's very fun to see playing their specials against them.
But we're seeing Shallow again just coming up as well. They don't get the cooler because they get killed immediately because of Apple Pie, aka Ivy. But literally at the same time too, we're going to see the rest of the team as well, like Tacos trying to go in for the crab on the right side, the cooler coming off of Fancy, and also that's going to be as well. I think that might be Tickle playing as well with them. And they're going to be trying their best to just do anything on the Stamper. To just, on the Viper, I mean, not the Sniper. They're going to be doing the hammer after checkpoint ends. Like now.
Yes, you say that as they pop out on the side of the screen, moving through that base. We see Ivy here trying to shark across the edge, but they get taken down, I believe, by the blaster Acing there. We have Shallow right in the tower as they try to get back up to where they were at that 59 points mark.
That was a snap, I think, but I think that was from the... I feel like that was from the Viper, but I think that was from the roller as well. But I've been saying right now with this side of a hammer Cheddar, they're going to be having the bubble on the tower, which is good. It's going to be going all the way to checkpoint, so that's going to give them enough points to actually to get survival enough to make it to the 45. Because no one's focused on the tower right now until that's in the moment. That was my bomb, and with that Viper actually as well, that's going to survive for Ham Cheddar to actually keep on going. You know, Fishmonger. I mean, they're going to keep on going and keep the lead.
Yeah, that was a beautiful wipeout on the side of Fishmonger. We see Roller moving all the way up here. We see Tacos popping the crab right on that little block there. Just trying to keep that canopy empty. Keep that minute off the... Oh my goodness. We're seeing some awesome moves here. But now we're back down. We have Ham's Cheddar back on that tower, pushing back up. Pushing them back into their base.
Yeah, that 3 down, I think, happened all because of the crab and the Viper together. But that 2 down, again, it's most happening because of the roller and also because of the pencil as well that's surviving on the tower. And they... that pro play was the last one being alive. God, aliases. Anyways, we're going to be seeing the pencil going up to the final checkpoint as well, trying to go to the second checkpoint. They are going to be having the cooler up already, actually. Not many of the team members got it because we see one cooler left, and that's what's because of the Viper or because of the hammer. They're playing super aggro that they know they don't want the position to be stopped, so that's why they keep on going.
Absolutely. You see Acing coming up here, trying to push Fishmonger back with that hammer, coming up around the side, trying to make sure that they get this pen here. But having the pen jump out, we're going back to Acing. Getting that jump, pushing over back to the tower. We have all of Ham's Cheddar pretty much riding that tower. They get their soda. We see them... Oh, see that Stamper on the side. Or not Stamper, Splatana, my apologies.
How did they survive a hammer? Honestly, that was literally just one frame off for the pro to actually get killed by the hammer, or at least get 60. They got no damage because they immediately got away just in time. And they have the missile ready and they did pop it out, so it did help the rest of the team on Fishmonger to stay back, but the Viper was the only one to go up, and they got actually paid for it. So literally with that, now it's going to be a race for the clock for Ham Cheddar to actually get to the lead, but with 2 down, and the bubble going out, but the crab actually bounding, and Taco still in the tower. That's going to be it. That's going to be 2-0 going to Fishmonger.
Wow, very well played. That was a very exciting game, back and forth that whole time. Very fun to see those hammers getting thrown back and forth, Acing sneaking up around the sides. We had Taco's on that crab, just riding the tower and sitting on the block, getting all those takedowns. Very fun to watch.
And also, I just know Taco got a new fit. Damn. But again, this is going to any of the jokes I say about the players, because like all the players that we know or we say about indie software, if you see them a lot of times, like you kind of know what they sound like what they look like, what they mean. Even like Taco's one of the streamers as well in the community, but they don't do as much. But if we're going to talk about playing wise, this is just another Div 1 Div X battle, so it was supposed to be this close. It's just unfortunate that in the map side, Cheddar wasn't able to get pushed all the way what they wanted to, because they felt a little bit capped, because you're battling against aggressiveness. If you have a battle like a pencil and you get shut down immediately, which fishmonger knows, and they did, it's just unfortunate like that. So now with that, we see the fishmongers move on into the semifinals.
Yes. It's very exciting to see. It looks like we might be going back to Honkai over here. I know we just saw them on stream not that long ago.
Maybe not. Nope, maybe not. Check
Maybe
chat.
not.
Check
I
chat.
see.
Check chat.
I see.
Check chat.
Okay. So, I don't know who we're going to next now, but this will be fun to watch either way.
So, who we're going to be seeing, that's fair enough. It should be funny now, actually, fair enough. We're going to be doing best of fives. And also, it's time actually not looking in the chat. Seed one got upset.
Yes.
Yes,
They
Seed 1
did.
got upset. So, if you want to know who was in Seed 1, we didn't see them, we never saw them yet. Well, we never really saw them because they're Seed 1, and we're supposed to see them in finals. But since we didn't see them in finals, the roster was Miner, Niso, Mechanical Cat, and Captain Happy. 3 of 4 members you should know or recognize in the weekly battles, because Miner, Mechanical Cat, and Captain Happy, 3 weekly warriors that always show up to play in tournaments. Niso from Red Sun, surprisingly coming back after a long hiatus. Well, who beat them is $6 Comps, who we saw on stream before. So that's content.
$6 comps, we did just see an SAC not that long ago. They played in, I want to say, Qualifier 2, and got taken down by their own teammate, Axiom, which I must say is very funny.
Yeah, and also, if anyone recognizes 2 of them names, because I think, if I remember correctly, if you remember back in Prismic days, hey, remember a team called Retro Records? 2 of them were on the team, if I remember correctly, so... But with 2 different people as well on the roster, and $6 comps, they have been making waves as well too. So it's a solid mid-level versus top-level battle. Honestly, like $6 comps is top level as well, so they're not really mid-level anymore. I had been gaslighted into that, but really, main thing is it's gonna be a good match and it's gonna be best of 5s.
I think this will be a very fun match to see as well, even though technically their skill set is a little bit different, at least according to their Sendo Inc. pages. But I think $6 comps is definitely going to bring more to the table than what they show just from their results.
Yeah, and one thing to know as well, from what I said earlier about Ivy, Fishney, Tickles, and Tacos, like, they did go to lands before as well. If I remember correctly, Ivy and Fishney did compete in the land championship showdown, if I remember correctly, because they came from Vancouver and they came to Sea Battle and then won Sea Battle, and then they represented the Sea Battle in the land championships, if I remember correctly. So that's cool that they're coming back. But Taco as well, they recently went to MomoCon and the pickup team. They did make top cut. I think top 8. I think. So that's good for them. While for $6 comp, you might be seeing some of them at the Anarchy Nova LAN coming soon, actually. I think I remember some of them are showing up. Together.
What day is Anarchy Nova again? I don't remember.
I feel like I forgot, but I think it might be July 28th. I need a second guess on that, but I think it might be July 26th.
I would have to double check that, but go to Anarchy Nova if you're in Northern Virginia. Go support our favorite strings.
Hey, well, if we're saying that, come to Buga Bay this Saturday. Watch the stream, because that's happening.
I wish I could, but sadly I'm in SoCali range.
You're in so you could have went to should have went to SoCali. Damn.
I know, I should have. I'll be there for Summer Splashdown. Should mark my words.
Damn. Wait. That already got released.
Not yet, but soon.
Damn, leak. Damn, you just leaked the info.
I'm not
Goddamn.
on staff. They said it would be soon.
Oh goddamn! Wait, why not go to Arizona then to go to Substance Surge?
That's 4 hours. I don't have the time to drive, to be honest.
Damn, you can go. You can just call with other people.
Well, maybe. I'll think about it. I won't be here for much longer, so we'll see.
Oh, okay. Well, in any case, let's talk about the maps.
Yes, what maps are we looking at here? I mean, we can see already we have splat zones on ship-shaped cargo. I see tower control for this map more often than splat zones, so this will be fun to watch. I know there's that overhang from the little ramps up top. I'm very bad at the call-out position, so please bear with me.
Don't worry, you're a commentator. If you say left, right, top, bottom, that's still fine enough. But at the same time, because you do have comp experience, like past comp experience, right?
Very minimal. I was low level. I've played in my juniors drafts and my CISAs, but nothing higher than that.
Okay, that still counts. So even if you say top, bottom, left, right, that's still fine enough. So
oh yes, flat, bats. I know these ones.
Hell yeah, but really the main thing is you are right with the overhead. There is that side, but for the snipers we are going to be seeing the pencil play out really well, like we saw it for fishmongers. But we are going to be seeing crab actually coming out again. Reef slider cheats we're going to be seeing again because the reef does cap the whole zone. Booyah potential is doable. Bubbles is going to be having fun there. But yeah, that's going to be mostly all the weapons, more of the comps. But
I mean,
in this sense, it's one zone.
$6 comps has Scribbies on Dynamo, so this could be very interesting to watch. I mean, we don't see a Dynamo very often, but at the very least, their Sendo says they play Dynamo.
Wait, but also if I remember the last time I saw them on stream,
ooh.
I feel like there's gonna be an issue here because Dynamo has a windup. Remember that. So
yes.
If you can hit on the windup, that is gonna be your win. But that is gonna be their cooler actually. So they're gonna be trying to stay back just to farm for cooler to give it the rest of the team to go back up. So it does make sense for them to stay cooler and be the supporter on the zone.
I mean, here we go going into this match. This is a very interesting lineup here. We do not have a single second or third kit. This is all base kits. As we move in with $6 comps, trying to take control of this zone, we have DJ Toenail, who I don't know what their actual name is, moving in, popping these tri-strikes, just moving in, but getting taken out by Ivy here, who's going down. For Scribbies gets taken out by the hammer, just holding the zone as they move up.
This is why in commentators we say the weapons instead of the names. So because of the aliases again. But mainly what we're going to be seeing right now is we're going to be seeing that Ivy, aka Apple Pie, aka the Roller, who's on the order by the way, is going to be actually bound against the Stamper, who actually does get killed off because again, the first kill weight goes to Stamper in a Roller free Stamper fight. But also we're going to be seeing just fishmonger actually playing out, just having the zone at 37.
Yeah, we see them holding the zone really steady. This is a very fast game we have here. We have the dualies getting taken out on the side, but we have Fishmonger holding up really forward. But now we have the Dynamo and the dualies coming up from the above right here, trying to push up over the zone as they get control. Now they have to get all the way down past 17. Let's see how they hold this.
Yeah, well, they didn't hold it up funny enough for so long because the Pentagon needed to recharge, so they gave them the zone and then they gave it back just because they know they had the kill power, they know they had the advantage. So we see that even with the ball on the bottom left, even the Viper on the left side as well, they're trying to support that side while the Slush is going to pull up the tri-strike. Well, if you see Doc is pulling up the crab, trying to aim for the right side, but so much pressure is going to be on the left side with the crab one as well. But they just stall so well. So it really doesn't matter in the sense of who is winning. We need to see just $6 comps to keep going. They need to go up. That's what we need to see. We don't need stall. We need action.
I mean, we're seeing it in action here. Just Fishmonger's so good at keeping the zone in their control. $6 comps comes up from the side, but they get taken out very fast. We're watching this bucket here try and flank a little bit as they're holding control of this zone now, but I see we have crabs coming out, I think, in the back. Yes.
Yep.
Tacos just popped this crab. We're seeing where they're coming from. We see Tacos all the way in the back there. Stamper coming up from the back here. We have the pen right hovering over this zone. It's going back and forth.
But this is about the action. This is about the action that we needed to see for the side of $6 cons, because what we saw with them holding the zone from 97 with a penalty of 3, by the way, it went down all the way to 49. So that's the action we need to see again. But they're going to have more penalties on their back. But look at the timing as well, Sammy. They took like 2 minutes to get that back, and now the steamroll is happening again. So what do you think with the crab coming up on the side of Tacos, and the crab getting killed off, and the Slasher coming out as well, and now the Stamina trying to go in the solo fight, getting killed off too, with 9 seconds of penalty left? What do you think they need to do with actually Golem still alive on the Dynamo?
At this point, I don't know what they really can do. I mean, this Dynamo can cover this zone really fast, but the windup on it is really detrimental. As you see them get one, get two. Oh my goodness, coming around the side here for Tacos. We have Tri-Strikes over the zone, moving up this ramp to get the rest of Fishmonger, just trying to hold steady, work through these penalty points, and get down to beat these 6 points as they get taken down by the roller.
Oh, that would have been a good double there, honestly. But that hammer kill as well from the Viper is actually a really good kill as well. But that's unfortunately on the side of Fishmonger. So because of that, we're going to be seeing $6 try their best to cap the zone, but no, the underneath is the pencil that Fishmonger actually still has the zone. But we're seeing a left side versus right side battle again. The Dynamo trying their best to actually move up on the right side to battle against the Viper, but the Viper trying to stick as well at the same time. But because the Slosher and the sword is actually coming up in special, Zedcats are coming from behind, and we saw the try to go on his own, but not cap it fully. And now that's going to be the Viper pulling on the hammer, going on the weak one, but not getting anything as well, but actually getting an assist there, getting the other one. That's going to be 3 on the side of Fishmonger. We're going to be seeing now $6 actually coming in for revenge in 25 seconds left.
I mean, you see this Viper here get 2, just trying to hold the zone, get 3, going for this 4th on the Stamper here, but pulling back, trying to just keep the zone for these last few penalty points, seeing if we can get that knockout or at least hold it for these last 10 seconds here as we see $6 comps pushing over this zone. They're in control now. Let's see if we're going to go into overtime here. They're pushing Fishmonger all the way back. We see Crabs all the way back in their base. You see all 3 grouped up. You have the Roller and the Pen right next to each other, but not for long. You see that Stamper back in the zone, and Fishmonger takes game 1.
And the one thing to know as well, we both forgot to say at the start, this map, like you mentioned with being always seen on tower control, this map is always a steamroll. So if you get that control, the steamroll just continues, and we saw both of the teams actually playing super equally on it. But in the end, Fishmonger's like for 4 minutes of the game, or 3 minutes of the game more or less, they had the steamroll action, and they were able to just take so much pressure to $6 comps. Definitely because of the Dynamo as well. Like, that's one thing to know, because the Dynamo has the right up, as we mentioned before. So they are slowed down a little bit from there, but if they do get hit, they win on the action. But with just fast DPS, let's say that, they just win on those fights. So that's why Fishmonger got the first point.
I mean, especially with the combination of the Splash and the Wiper on the same team, especially going against that Dynamo there, you just outpace them so hard. And getting that initial first steamroll down to, I want to say it was like 14 points. I mean, once you get that, the penalty points don't really matter as long as you can just keep getting back into it and chip down the penalty points a little bit, as long as you stay down at that low base points, I would call it.
Yeah, but talk about low base points. Hey, look what we're going on to now. On until Trollway.
Now this is a fun map to watch and play on, especially in that last hallway area before the actual goalpost. The things you see people do in that hallway are very funny.
Well, actually, what do you prefer, this or Humpback?
Oh. This is a hard pick.
There. So it's not the funnest. It's not the funnest because of the hallway, because that's tied with Humpback, which does the same exact thing. So it's basically, if you think about it, Humpback but kind of reworked. Instead of hills, it's just straightforward. And also, funny enough too, the elusive right checkpoint. That is no one goes to. But if someone goes to it, that's 3 points. But no one wants to go for it because in the sense of defense, you're better to go left. But if you want to go 3 points and you know you have aggression, go right.
I mean, absolutely, but I would call you wrong in that hallway sense. I would say the Undertow hallway is a lot skinnier than the Humpback hallway. But going into this first match here, we see I want to call it the Kensa Pro on the side of $6 comps, but it is not. But it basically is. But and we have the new Stamper on the side of Fishmonger, as well as is that an H3?
I think that's an L3.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay, we're seeing some fun picks here on this map. I can't wait to see where these go. We have a early pop from, I believe that was Fishmonger, but okay, that pen taking out a bunch. We have the hammer coming in. We have the Wiper going after, I believe that's the Doolies over there. Moving in very fast. They broke that left checkpoint already, moving up that ramp. We have $6 comps just all bunched up in the hallway there as they move up really fast, already down to 41 points.
And yes, you are correct. That was fishmonger getting the first one, going for the left checkpoint, and then going all the way to get 41 because of Taco's hop on there. So, as we're going to be seeing right now for $6 comp, they're going to be trying their best just to come back from that. The Booyah is going to be coming up, but that's going to be Amplify, aka Ivy, aka the Roller, trying to go in, getting a double, actually getting almost a triple, but getting still sealed by the Viper, unfortunately. But we're going to be seeing as well going up now with the respawn as well, and go up as well. They should be able to just speed one on the left going to the pesky hallway that we all love to see. Yeah.
You see them moving up fast here. They pop that Booyah, not getting anything. Inkjet gets the Rainmaker. We see the Dynamo coming up here, popping Cooler to get the shield down and support their teammates. But we have Tacos popping up right behind, trying to get maybe some picks down in the back here. We have Dynamo picking up the Rainmaker, pushing up fast, going for that left checkpoint, but gets taken out very fast by the Roller.
Yeah, but now what we need to see to do for the Roller is actually sneak all the way to the left side, which they're trying to do and help with the teammates, but at the same time, but they didn't go all the way to do a full CP. They knew that $6 comps were already there, so they kind of stalled back a little bit. And with the Viper going down as well because of Inkjet most likely, and the Booyah coming up from the Stamper as well, we're going to be seeing now that there's going to be 2 down from Fishmonger, it's funny enough. They're going to be stalling the best at the mid because they know they don't need to fight. They just need to stall as much as possible.
We see Fishmonger coming up here, taking down that Rainmaker, trying to keep Fishmonger away from this Rainmaker because they know if they pick it up, they're just going to keep stalling it out, moving it up, and just moving it up ever so slowly just to keep $6 comps from getting their hands on it. They're all crowding right behind it. Nobody's picking it up. Nobody's taking down anyone. It's just a very battle of attrition, one would say.
Yep, aka it's the stall fest of the century. As we're seeing right now, again, $6 comps, unfortunately, they're getting so stalled out because they always get traded off with Fishmonger because of the aggressiveness. Every single time they try to kill off their aggressive fun Fishmonger, $6 comp gets in and trade. And that's going to be with the Stamper and the Nozzles. The Dooley trying their best to just support in the back with the Dynamo as well, because if you split those two together, that's going to be basically GG's for them with Fishmongers be able to go aggro on the right side even more. But again, with the crowd surveying on the left side, trying to push for the left side with 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining, I feel that $6 needs to go for the right side, honestly, at this point.
The right side might honestly be the play. I mean, I have seen some pretty impressive wins from going up that right side, mainly just because the other team wasn't expecting it at all. You can play the battle of surprise here, but we see them going up the left side, classic. We see painting really fast up this ramp, but can they outpaint Fishmonger here? Not really, it looks like, as they lose the Rainmaker. We have Tacos and the Pen coming down for them. Popping that Rainmaker, picking it back up, moving down mid really fast.
Do you want to know something funny, Sammy, fair enough? Because right now, we see Fishmonger going on the right side, right enough, making
on the right side.
Yeah, that's amazing. They made that decision just going to the right side. $6 comps, they had the opportunity to go to the right side, but didn't take it. They were actually hesitating to decide if either go left side or right side because they're waiting on a player, which in the last like 90 seconds remaining, you kind of don't want to do now, and you have the pressure on you now to try to push up ahead. With 2 spots on your bat as well, and this is all on the moves of 6 cards of what they want to do. If they want to try to go defensive or full aggro, but in this point, you would have to go full aggro.
Yeah, at this point in the game, you have no choice other than just, you know, all guns swinging, ready to go. You have to push, and you have to push hard and fast. And like we said, maybe the right side might be the play here. We just saw it working for Fishmonger here. Let's see if $6 comps can pull off the same thing, or if we're gonna have a not very long overtime here.
Unfortunately, it might not be a long overtime as they didn't pop the Waymaker. Unfortunately, but we saw as well, they dodged the hammer by an inch. This is like the 3rd time this happened on stream so far, holy. But it's so unfortunate that for $6 comps, they had so many opportunities, but because on how they comp plays, they slow down and wait for them to go all together. But for Fishmongers, they don't care because all the weapons are aggro. And because of that aggressiveness mindset that they all have as players, and they just let Bensi, I think, the pencil play, just like Ryan Cool and just giving them out like soda, like something like a party. They just won. They just won in, go in and put trades, and then come back and do it again. They're just a wall, more or less, against $6 comps.
I mean, absolutely. When you come into a match already knowing that, okay, we outpace this team really, really hard. All we have to do is just be faster, and that's already an easy task to achieve. So when you're already that fast, the competition, it kind of leaves.
More or less, yeah, it leaves. But now we're in a stalemate kind of mode, or stall fast kind of mode, time control. Because the reason of it, you are following a path. We saw last time with Fishmonger, they were able to just play aggressive and hold all the way, but they had some competition because, again, the slowness of the tower holding them back. So they need to stay around the tower or just keep going, but they need to keep resetting every single time because you need to follow the tower. While for the side of 6.com, the Dynamo is going to do really well here because they were such low points, like from bottom, mid to top. A Dynamo can kill it.
I mean, this will be a very fun map for both of the rollers, I would say. The Dynamo and the regular Sprout roller, just because of how many ledges this map has and that you play off of the entire time. I mean, it'll be a sharking heaven. Oh yeah, no, you're right on that. We didn't see a blast from anything from any of the players yet, though. We know that they have a L3 on the side of Fishmongers. So, this is a thought. Does the Pro come back with missiles? I think it might. I think there's a chance it might here. Let's see. We're coming in here. We have that Pro again, as we were just talking about. And we have a Decapitator on this one. And the 3rd Kit Dynamo on the side of $6 comps. That is wild. Honestly, what? Okay, so we're gonna be seeing $6 comps go coolless. Well, Fishmonger, they have a cooler, but Taco's changed from crab spam into missile spam, and we're seeing that work pretty well with aggressiveness for Fishmongers with the comp change either way because they just have so much control, and we see the missile coming out immediately in 30 seconds and the hammer coming out as well. We see Fishmongers already going into the first checkpoint. I mean, we truly are in the end of Splatoon 2 meta with this missile spam from Tacos here coming out. It was not even 30 seconds into the match. But it's a very interesting choice on the side of $6 comps to go coolerless when they were already facing pacing issues. But I think that maybe they can pull something out. Let's see. Well, as you see right there, that's the reason why. Because pacing issues means that you run slow. With this pacing issue, you just go fast, and you just need to get kills. And with the stamp and decaf combo, that is a still gateway combo. But that's if you know how to work it right. And what we saw there is $6 comps making it work right. But that was now with 3:45 left on clock and 33 points on the side of Fishmongers remaining. They need to do the same thing, but with 2 down, the aggro is going down actually far enough. That's going to be a little bit itchy as you see the dually stuck in the corner. I mean, this is a very dangerous position for $6 comps to be in. Basically being 3 down with all of their aggros being down. The only thing left up being the Dynamo. And 33 points on the side of Fishmonger. You have to, you know, figure out something to get that amount of points down with 3 minutes left on the clock here. We have Fishmonger pushing all the way up into their bats, but getting taken down pretty fast here. We have all of our swords coming back out, pushing towards the tower, but that roller is just on full aggression.
I think Applebite just snapped like immediately from the jump to kill one of the players on $6 comps. That's actually crazy to see. But obviously, actually the decap actually snapped back. You're like, actually, I think it's like doing a really good flick right there, battling against on Fishmonger as well. But points wise, they went from 33 points remaining to 27 points remaining. What do you think about that, Sam?
I think $6 comps has to pull out a minor miracle here, to be honest with you, Jorian. I mean, they can with this decapitator. They're very skilled. Their flicks are great to see. They're getting beautiful hits, but they're gonna have to keep hitting them and being close up with Fishmonger, which they're kind of avoiding. They're waiting for Fishmonger to come to them, which might not be the best decision for them.
It might not be, but we didn't see the bull actually come back alive again because when they respawned, they fell back. We did wanted to go for someone else to go all the way, like that Viper on the bottom right that we saw just disappear off screen. But we're seeing the pencil POV, so we can actually see the whole view right now, and that's going to be really good. We're going to be seeing all of $6 just mashed together, and that's still going to be the roller on the left side that's mostly going to be coming in for a clean sweep, but the crowd comes just got in the perfect timing, actually fighting in 2v1, but actually does get killed off, and that's going to be the decap getting killed off as well, and that's going to be another getting killed off as well. That's going to be a whole wipeout for Fishmongers. But 1 minute 40 seconds remaining, able to come to the last checkpoint, and it's measly smooth ride. I say measly as the tacos pull out missiles.
I mean, we have 1:30 left in this match, and we have tacos on the missile spam. 27 points on the side of Fishmonger. Do you think $6 comps can pull out of this, and how will they?
Well, how will they is we just see the decap do decap action like that. But the main thing is they need to do decap action against Tacos and the Viper, and also against Ivy, aka the Roller, because they definitely need to kill them off so many times for them to get all the way past the second checkpoint. As we're going to be seeing right now with the bubble coming out soon, the pencil, they're going to be on the statue right now. Good enough actually that they put the bubble on the tower so they can ride all the way there, but unfortunately with the trade-off with the roller to the step as well, that's not going to be a zip line right there, and that's not going to be kill whale there as well.
I mean, you see the Dynamo get taken off the tower, and we have to get a new tower rider up there fast. We only have 40 seconds left in this match, and we have to keep this tower all the way down to at least 26 points, you know. We're about to go into overtime here. We have to push really fast. We have that bubble up right in front of the tree, but I see a hammer coming out on the side of Fishmonger, but they don't get anything with it. We have the Vipers fighting in the corner. We have the Pens sitting up in bats, but we get a wipeout on the side of Fishmonger.
The range fight does lead to the victory for Fishmonger as he just bring the tower to him, and then another missiles from Taco just for the lulls if that does happen. Maybe not with 5 seconds left, but we see again $6 comps actually putting on down for one final blow. But that's going to be Prince go down immediately by the Zipcaster. That's going to be 2 down on the side of $6, 3 down, and with the rider being the Viper, that is going to be GG's.
Well, I mean, we see at the end those missiles weren't for the lulls. They actually kept that tower under Fishmonger's control after $6 comps had it for about another 5 seconds there.
That's right. So with that, we're gonna be seeing Fishmongers move on and compete in the finals.
Yes, we have grand finals coming up next. I don't think the other match has been completed yet, so we will see very soon here of who we're gonna have up at grands.
Yeah, but one thing to know as well. So Seed 8 eliminates Seed 1. Seed 5 eliminates Seed 8. Huh?
What do you think happened here?
Oh, well, what is the storyline, man? Like, we're going to be seeing the bottom half. The storyline so far is Seed 18 and Seed 2 went 2-1. Seed 7 2-0 Seed 10. Honkai Seed 3 battling Seed 6. Seed 6 almost got eliminated by Seed 11. Honkai versus Tribe Population Seed 3 and 6 went down in a 2-1 fashion, while 2-7 seed got a title and lost Tribune whatever that is. That was 2-0, and now Honkai and Yado total is 2-1 right now. C2 for C3.
So we're gonna have to wait a little bit to get up to our finals match here, but either of those teams would be a very fun team to see play up in finals against Fishmonger here, especially seeing how fast Fishmonger runs. They're an incredible team to watch.
Yeah, honestly though, this script is weird. What's going on? Well, what's going with the Swift? Like,
And we're seeing some very interesting weapon picks today with that third kit L3. That was shocking to me. I don't think I've ever seen someone play L3 since B rank Anarchy.
So that's why the script is weird. Got it. Okay, good to know. But yeah, with that, we are gonna be going back. Well, we're coming back soon when that set ends, and we're gonna be going back in finals. Because yeah, that's gonna be like 10 minutes, because that's most likely gonna be going to game 5. So yeah, bye.
I'll be back after a short break.
one here from Pixie Fly, and they'll take it in. And Metro stop the on.
All right, it was a great little ad we just walked there, you know, as a beautiful round of applause we got. Super Jump is back. How do you feel about that, Jorian? I'm very excited.
Super Jump is back. Super Jump is cool. We got released about 6 and 7 coming out soon as well. That was the big reveal that was being teased for the past like month on like Popcorn side and other people's side as well that was not able to be heard. And also from what we heard earlier as well about SWS. And the funny enough thing about Super Jump, this next one coming up, the top 4 teams will be actually qualifying immediately into the SWS. So that's the one thing to get hyped for. And also, we saw on the profiles, like on the Blue Sky and Twitter, we saw actually ads about Super Jump teams like actually playing it out for next weekend. So that's cool to see as well. What about you?
It's a very exciting time for the top level community as a whole. I mean, obviously we have Super Jump back, but bringing in the Splat World Series, competing against the Area Cup qualifiers from Japan, this is unseen before, and it's all just very exciting for the community. But moving in to our finals match here with Fishmonger against Honkai, two very common, or not common, but well-known players we have here, with Fishmonger being a pickup of a bunch of Div X players and Honkai being a team we've seen here very often on Swimmer Sync.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to call them Weekly Warriors. But yeah, no, you're correct. They are the long timers. We are the reoccurrence of players who we see every single week. Honkai coming back to be seen every single week because it's summertime, because all these players have school. And yeah, I talked about a little bit with them as well because they're from Canada, so Canadian bias a little bit there. So that's the cool thing about that. But mostly, what side do you want? Well, let's be a little bit biased here. What side do you want?
Well, I mean, you're rooting for Honkai, so obviously I have to root for Fishmonger. I'm a tacos fan myself, being in San Diego, where the best tacos in the world are.
Well, okay, then we have the top of a bias. Let's go. Okay, we're great commentators now. Congrats, you're a good commentator now. You have bias, but no, we love the little bit of teasing on the SOS stream sometimes. But main thing is though, remember this is best of 5. Honkai has been here before. They unfortunately did not win in the grand finals in this stage again a couple weeks ago, when they were here before, but they didn't actually seal the deal. So for Fishmongers, again, being a pickup, they have the chance. They have a bigger chance, honestly, that's the truth. But will they be able to put it off this side? Because Honkai is stronger than they were before. And I feel like, again, because Weekly Warriors kind of deal, they fought, not in the same team, but they fought against them somewhere. So we'll see what happens in Splatoon Global Water.
I mean, honestly, on the coordination side for both of these teams, Honkai obviously being a well-stated, well-standing team that's been here for a long time, Fishmonger just being a pickup, do you think they'll be on the same level of coordination as Honkai will be here?
Yes, because plus server.
That's very true. I forgot about the plus server. I'm too lowly of a low level to be on that level of knowledge.
Yeah, I got to have knowledge of the plus server thanks to my friends at FreeFlow, so I get to see the little shenanigans that's going on over there and who plays with them every single time. So with that, we're going to be seeing the insanity of Honkai versus the top pickup level of plus server playing against off each other. But we'll see who has better, who just is better right now, because we're seeing just V1 comps versus version 10 comps.
I mean, this is a pretty interesting comp on the side of Honkai. We have shooters on shooters on shooters with the Kensa Pro, as I'm still gonna call it. I'm calling it the Kensa Pro, with the Splash and not necessarily a shooter, but the new Rapid, which has been very good. It's a very cool cooler option that I like to see a lot.
Like the funny thing is with the Rapid, because it's a blaster as well, like it's a rapid blaster, that does beat the pencil in speed as well, because remember, the pencil is 5 shots and you need to charge for a long time, and you need to stay back while for the blaster, you get to stay up no matter what while you're charging for cooler as well. And actually with the bubble actually taking advantage against the the missiles that's coming off on Honkai, that actually saved them, and we're going to see a hammer throw unfortunately not hitting anyone from Rumi's side, but they're going to be trying to get the zone.
Yes, they're in here flanking up from the side and from the back, just trying to take control of this zone with the Wiper. Good, getting taken out by the pen really quickly here as Fishmonger keeps control of this zone, and a very, very hardy control of it as well, just pushing Honkai back into their base.
Damn, we see fishmongers right now. Like they're just pulling up and they're just wrecking competition right now. Like during you talked about coordination earlier, this is the plus of coordination that we were talking that you want to see, because they already got all the way through, but they made it down to 19 points because the advantage that Honkai have was when they all push up all the way together, they just get to score immediately, because how many paint output they have is so huge. We see Rumi on the right side waiting for a sneak, Noah gonna be in the mid, actually waiting for the hammer, and the cooler could be coming up soon as well, so all special will be intact soon enough, but unfortunately with Rumi going down on the right side not confirming the sneak, there's gonna be a tough hold for them now.
I mean, you can see though, those missiles pushing that pen back earlier really gave Honkai a good step up, holding control of that zone, but not for long, as Taco's Crab really gets control back very fast and pushes Honkai all the way back yet again. I mean, their pacing from the Plus server gang over here is just incredible.
Yeah, but when you see that, Nose came out immediately at the same time, and we saw that timing as well, Vanilla and the rest of the team of Honkai that had them get the zone. So if you thought Taco's timing was good, Noah's timing just matches right after. So we're going to be seeing again with Honkai, because of the range advantage, like not the range advantage, the DPS advantage that they have, but unfortunately with the blaster not going down, that's going to help as well. With the sword going down as well, yeah, that's not gonna help really well at all. But surprisingly, they came back, and that's gonna be no penalty push anymore for Honkai.
I mean, we can see them coming back up onto this zone, taking control again, pushing Fishmonger back into their base. But we have the hammer coming in, taking out Taro after they just got out of that crab. We have Tacos moving up into their base, not really, coming down the side, but we have all of Honkai just grouped up in the back. We have missiles coming out, but not really doing much for them. Just holding, Tacos holding the zone down, popping the crab again, keeping control, making sure that Honkai can't even take a foot into this.
Yeah, but as you say that, oh wait a second, Tacos, hold on, Tacos. Okay, that would have been crazy. Tacos almost got a triple there, but it's unfortunate that we actually started them down on the side of Fishmongers if you're voting for them. But on the side of Honkai, they got the zone again with 17 ticks remaining in penalties. So we're going to be seeing again with Robin zones the stalemate factor that you just hold the middle until the time runs out. And that's what we see really well on Honkai with the blast advantage, the pro advantage, which is very pro, and also the wiper advantage that Rumi is in the sneak spot again. Oh boy. Someone might have died. So we're going to be seeing actually them get the KO.
I'm sorry,
Jeez.
my Wi-Fi went out for a second there.
Well, hey, Honkai won the first point.
I'm back to the land of the living. I'm sorry about that.
Welcome back. You just witnessed Honkai win.
Wow. Okay, what happened? Because I missed the whole last, like, 15 seconds there.
So, in a breakdown of what happened, but as we see with the players being on screen, we saw Rumi get advantage on the right side, getting the advantage back. We got to see Taro on the pro, getting the missiles in the right time as well, and putting them up against the team, getting Fishney, who had the pencil, to go back into spawn because they fell off in the middle from their actual type point, to actually get Cooler out. And we saw Nilla with the crab, actually getting crab out at the same time too, defending in the middle, and we saw Kabi doing Kabi things.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, so as we can tell, that pen is very crucial to how Fishmonger operates. The second that pen backs up, or is taken out, I mean, the other team can just rush right into them.
Yep. It's a good thing that you picked up on that too. So, with Bane make a humpback, how is that going to be affecting fishmongers? Because with the content we saw from Honkai.
I think because of the layout of Humpback, I think taking out the pen will probably not work as well as it did on Robo Ramen. Just because of how much of a Z shape I would say that Humpback is. I think the way you play around it is a lot different.
Is a humpback a circle?
It's a circle, but most of the way you play it is a Z.
Wouldn't it be an oval then?
I guess. Yeah.
The real questions. That's the real questions how you play the game. But main thing is though, you're right, it's gonna be a Z shape because the middle is where the mimic is, and then it goes off like a Z to go for the first checkpoint, and the second checkpoint is the mad dash, like Undertow Spillway, which is actually more of a C, and then we get to see, like as we see it on the map right now, that's where it is, and how advantage and how crucial the battles are going to be in that spine and in the middle of the melee as well.
We have tacos here back on that new Splattershot Pro. I do not know the name for it.
Just call it the berry.
Yeah. I'm calling it the Kensa Pro. We have back on that Kensa Pro for the missile spam, but we have Woomy coming out with the hammer really fast as they immediately go for that checkpoint. Don't get it quite yet. They need a repop, but we have a whole stall battle going on here as a hammer takes out, I think that was 2 or 3.
That was 2. And now that's the 3rd one. Hey, look at that. You did Commentator Chris to make a 3 kill. So with that, we're going to be seeing actually Fishmonger going in, actually getting the first shot. Or did they? Checkpoint? Oh, they did. Cool. So we're going to be seeing actually them go all the way in and actually play defense, because Honkai is right now going to be tied, but no, not anymore. We're going to be seeing Fishmonger actually going all the way, then going to the hill. The choke kill ball, that's going to be Ruby versus the sword. Actually getting lag framed and get killed in the air. Wow.
We have this Rainmaker holding back, waiting for the rest of their team to come back them up while they're getting shot at by this blaster and the pro, but getting taken out really fast. But all the way up to 42, I think that's a pretty good position to be at for the point in the game we're at right now. We have this hammer coming up, breaking this shield, going for the rest of it, getting through with the throw. But we have this crab coming out from Zilla, trying to keep Honkai, or Fishmonger, I'm sorry, away from that Rainmaker.
Yeah, we saw right there. 22 points. A hammer kill that made a double. Tacos and the white, they can only work when the pencil pulls out cooler, and they can play aggro with that. But we see Tacos literally right there on the left side trying to play with the pencil, because when they get cooler, they can go against Rumi, and actually they get double killed on Rumi. So with that advantage right now, Honkai is on the left side. They don't want to do anything until the time comes, which is right now.
Yes, we see them trying to push up on this Rainmaker from the side here. We have Woomy and Kabi sticking together. A little daring duo pushing up into this hallway here, making this mad dash, dodging these missiles, but not making it very far. I mean, we have a wipeout on the side of Honkai now.
Did you see the bottom left during that whole fight?
I did not. I missed it. I saw a hammer come up.
You saw a hammer come up, but funny enough, there was a sneak on the bottom left by the bowler and the Viper data on the side of Fishmonger, going full Rumi, funny enough, and the Rainmaker. So they knew the lurk and what was going to happen, because again, the right side is so obvious to what people will go to. So because of that, again, the hammer goes down and trade with the bowler, and that's going to be the pro going down on the side of Fishmonger as well. So that's going to be a wipeout actually, because Anilla's getting a double on the crab.
I mean, these wipeouts on the... It's so many wipeouts these games. It's very fun to see these mad dashes and then wipeouts, and then mad dashes and then wipeouts. But we have another special spam taking out this Rainmaker here. We have Kabi right behind it though, trying to keep this shield alive. But we need to take that pen out. We have one down. That pen still hiding up behind the block. Can't get it down yet. We're throwing all of our missiles onto one person, just trying to get this Rainmaker up this hallway here.
Oh, that was a wipeout as well. But funny enough, that the game could have ended a little bit earlier too. But now that they have the point, that's exactly what it is. You know what's crazy at the same time too? In that moment, they stalled a little bit at the end just to go for the wipeout, just to secure the win. But while during that same time, they really could have just painted it all the way through. Honkai knows control, and like PhD pure pressure at that moment. So that's why they stalled a little bit, and it makes sense. They got the win either way, but dang, that's a little bit of a flex move to control what they wanted to do. So now, Clamp Barnacle. That's a thing.
This is a game that can go either way very fast, because the way that the clams spawn in this map is that there is a whole bunch of clam spawns right near the basket, but they all come in really, really slow. So if you don't already have all those clams, this game can go really, really slow.
Well, this is okay. Two things. One, what's your opinion, zones or clam on this?
Zones, any day.
And number two, Barnacle or Barnacle?
Water barnacle?
Barnacle or Barnacle?
Oh, probably barnacle.
Damn, you don't know the joke. Anyways,
What?
but okay, so the Barnacle joke is from Splatoon tourney, because if you copy from the Splatoon tourney dashboard, Falco named it wrong and called it Barnacle.
Oh.
So
Oh, it's like Scratch Gorge on the Dapple dashboard.
yes, but the main thing is, as we're going to be talking about the map layout, like you said, Sama, is the clams that's going to be at your spot is going to be the main thing that you want to get. The big clam is going to get you all the way to get a free clam, like we see right there on the map. That's going to be like a full clam from right there. But there's going to be a stall fest because, like you said, like with zones, it's going to be the middle that's going to be the full action. Like we're seeing right now with Rumi going and buying the Viper first hand, like we're going to be seeing Tacos all the way going for back. Everyone is trying to get special first. And then after that, there's going to be a full-on fight to go for the clan.
I mean, we have Honkai just painting this entire mid yellow right from the get-go. Just taking almost 3 down from Fishmonger right away. Just pushing forward so fast. We already have a power clam. We're moving up towards that basket. We have a pop already. We are not sitting at a 5-minute 100-100. Thank God.
Okay. Well, wait, you said that, the Viper got a double on 2 players of Honkai, so that's a funny little curse right there. It's not gonna be 100-0, but it's gonna be 65 in a minute. That's a good start, but honestly, it's a rough start, because for the side of Fishmonger, they now have so many turf, and they have so many clams too. Well, I say that, but the Viper actually only having the 7, and them can eliminate it immediately. So, in the sense right now, Honkai gets the control back.
I mean, absolutely, they take that control back very fast. It's bad to only get 1 power clam in at first, but it doesn't matter when you get 1 right in again. I mean, they have only 7 clams to their name though, so like I said earlier, it's just the wait for all these clams to come back in, trying to do something and get this score lower.
It is always a 15-second refresh for the clam, which is so annoying for players. But again, if you can get kills, which Honkai is doing it right now, they feel like you literally, if you look at the map right there, okay, never mind. You see just the Viper getting another double with the hammer. Just Viper just getting so many doubles at the same exact time. This is just a commentator curse all together in itself. As we're going to be seeing them try to go for turf, but not exactly. With them actually coming off Rumi, now they can finally get control. But the Rat Blaster says something otherwise, and he's not control for the side of Honkai.
I mean, that Viper is just absolutely nasty with those hammers. We've seen so many hammer takedowns today. We see Honkai pushing in very hard into this basket area, but with only 1 clam to their name, we're not quite sure where they're going to go from here, but we have to wait for all those clams to refresh, get these power clams back in our name.
Did you notice the clam that Honkai did as well? That's what's underneath the basket.
They had a clam under the basket.
They missed through it. They shot
no.
They shot too short, so that's so sad. And because of that, Fishmonger is taking the advantage to go all the way in. They would have gone mid-control. They already had a cooldout. They just did the clams. The 50-second refresh didn't happen because all the clams didn't get picked up on the map until now. So, in this sense, we're seeing Rumi again trying to play aggro, but they get shut down. We see Kabi pulling out the Tenta missiles, just like the Berry Puff from S1. And we see the hammer coming out from the Viper. They didn't get anyone this time, so that's good. But we're going to be seeing by the Fishmonger getting a single clam. And 3 pretty clams. So, okay, now it's just a single clam in the spawn. And we're going to be seeing the best of Honkai just playing super defense, like they were doing this whole game.
I mean, this is exactly what I was saying. We have to sit here and we have to wait for quite possibly the longest clam refresh time in the game, but we have Tacos popping this crab. We have a power clam ready to go, specials ready to go. We just need to run this clam in. There we go. We get 2 down with that crab. We're just running clams down into this basket, getting all the way down. We've got the lead. We're down to 47, and now we're backing up and staying safe.
Oh my god, the Viper knew it. Wait, yes, they take out the clam. They knew about the single clam that they didn't pick up on the respawn, so that's why there was actually point there. But unfortunately, no one was at the spawn of Fishmonger to pick up the actual pity clam, so that's why they made it up to 44. If they had the pity clam, it would have been down to 24 by now.
It's a very sad loss, but we have we have another clam now. That pity clam's still waiting, hopefully, for another rainy day here. We have Tacos with that crab again, getting one as we see, just holding that basket safe, keeping Honkai from getting in there, trying to keep this game in their favor.
They're really trying the best. Honestly, they're really trying the best, but we're going to be seeing the crab going down from the side of Honkai. But the pros are going to be alive with the Vipers. They're going to never mind, that's Commentator curse right there. And there goes the crab as well. So we're going to be seeing Fishmonger active with 35 seconds remaining. We still have Honkai with a ball. If they put that in, that's going to be going down to 52. They get a second ball, that's GG's. If that's going to be the clams that the pro has right now, they still have that alive. If they get that in, that's GG's. But for right now, that's going to be a double coming in from Apple Pie, aka Ivy, aka the roller. With the roller coming out with the bubble, that's going to be scoring coming as well. If they keep the clam basket alive right now, that's GG's in the first word for Monger.
I mean, all they have to do right here, as he said, is just keep those clams alive and then keep that other clam out, which shouldn't be too hard of a task. As we've seen here, they can play a really good defense at their basket. I mean, they're down to 44. Honkai's at 62. They just have to keep Taro away from this basket.
Yeah, Taro away from the basket or Rumi away from the basket, because they're just running. And the Hammer actually getting a triple, finding out. And with the last one being on Vanilla, which they're just teasing at this point. That's gonna be the first one for Fishmonger.
All right, we're on to a game 4.
I honestly, that was just a funny little ending game right there with the bowler just teasing Nella a little bit because they know they don't want to do it, but they know the game is over. Honestly, that was kind of a little bit funny.
Just saying, come and get it. I dare you to.
Yep, exactly. But Taocho Hagafish, we
We're
saw
back.
this for the second time now. Oh no.
I mean, again, it'll be a very fun match to see, especially with how these two teams play off of each other, with how fast they both like to go, and some of the more interesting weapon picks that we've seen as well, especially Taco staying on that new Splattershot Pro with the missiles.
Yeah, but you know what would be funny and based if it happened? Swap game time in game 4. We played Tower Control Mahi and then Splat Zones on Haggle for game 5.
Oh my god, Tower Control Mahi, why would you do that to them?
Because it's based. We love Hagglefish. we love Hagglefish, and that's why it's based. But the thing is, Tower Control Hagglefish, again, Blaster from Honkai is going to do really well. Ivy with the roller is going to be doing really well. We're still going to be seeing the Viper War, I think. Rumi, surprisingly... Yeah, no, it's surprising Rumi is going to be on Viper more. They could go on Crap. That's just an option though. But Taro is going to be the one with missiles, so they don't really need that much. Kabi is still going to be alive, and Nilla actually is the one using Crap, so it actually makes sense. So, we'll see what happens, honestly. It's going to be all a gamble.
I mean, I think the new Rapid will have a very good seat to sit here on this, as we see Taro still running it with the cooler. And same comp, or no, not the same comp. Tacos actually goes back to the splash here.
Damn, we're back to V1 all over again. Oh no. That's great. Well, we're seeing right now though, we are gonna be seeing the Pro and the... Yeah, that's gonna be the Viper, the Pro, Splash, the Blasters are going back. So they're just fitting what they want to know. So that's good for both sides.
Absolutely. I love seeing the picks on the side of Honkai. We have Fishmonger back on their V1, going for this hammer, but getting taken out very fast. We're watching this Viper just trying to hit over this ledge here, keeping them off the tower, pulling out that hammer, getting Taro, coming back through, looking for another, but not finding anything right now. Going up for it. It's the throw! Oh my goodness.
Solid plays from the Viper as usual, as we're seeing right now. But we're going to be seeing going on as well. Fishmonger going to the first checkpoint. I think we saw as well before when they were on stream. They KO'd this. They were almost to KO it, but they mostly just stayed at 34 this entire time. So will we see that again? Who knows? But what we will see for sure is we've been trying to go for the 1v1 fight, trying to get tacos. Doesn't get tacos because actually the Viper just ran behind him in a drive-by and drive-by another person of Nilla. But Cabby shutting them down as well. So that's going to be now the second checkpoint for the side of Fishmonger.
Honestly, Jorian, these hammers are so fun to watch. I don't think I've ever seen so many hammers in one tournament at once.
It's peak content, that's what it is. So that's why top level.
Absolutely.
So yeah, yeah, so as we're saying right now, break it down. What we're going to see of Honkai as you're going to be the one on the underdog seat right now.
I mean, we see them pushing up through mid here, getting back on this tower. We have the crab coming out from Dilla, just trying to keep Fishmonger pushed all the way back up in their base here. I mean, we see them pushed all the way back here. We have, I want to say the Viper sitting up there with them, just holding them back, but getting taken out by that crab, by Tacos. But we still have Taro sitting on that tower. We have the roller from Ivy coming up, sharking underneath that tower, trying to get him off, but gets him off, but not for long. Taro's back, still riding that tower. We're pushing all the way up. We're about to take the lead here. There we go.
Yeah, and also at the same time too, if people didn't know, the cooler is a actual item. So if you save behind the cooler, you have a chance for the pencil charge to not hit you, which does happen. So that's why we made it up to 28. As we talk to get a double, because again, that's a 2v1 fight right there, and they got the RNG shots to the side, so that's why they got the double. And we're going to be seeing them go all the way, trying to fight all of Honkai all together. We're going to be stuck in 2v1 on the left side. Okay, there we go, they got killed off. And then the assist coming from me as well because it's cooler. That actually gives a free assist. And also get a snipe kill immediately too on the drop against Caddy, but now Nelly being the last one on the left side. Getting hammer killed. Fired up. That's a soft fight.
It absolutely is a soft wipe. I mean, it's an easy ride for them now, just up into this base. Fisme sitting there riding that tower. Roller getting taken out right after that bubble pop. Nilla taking down this bubble, pushing up onto this tower, trying to keep safe while Tacos is sitting there holding his position with the crab. Moving up back to that tower. We see all of them coming up on the tower. Hammer getting thrown into the base. Bombs getting thrown up into this little left side here. Fishmonger just pushing very aggressively into this checkpoint.
I think the success rate for hammer kills right now on the side of Fishmonger has been like a 75%, or no, more like 80% right now, but the wipeout percent for Honkai right now has been 75% because they got like 3 wipeouts this game compared to Fishmonger, so literally, with a 1-point lead, they just need to survive. That's really it. Stallfest is what his name. Which actually really does get a kill right there and trying to go for Tacos on the left side. They don't get him though. He jumped out immediately.
Yeah, I mean, you see them chasing each other. It's the best episode of Tom and Jerry I've watched so far. But we're talking about RNG here, but there's not a lot of RNG on most of these weapons other than the rapid. I mean, you have splash on splash. We say there's RNG, but what RNG? We have this crab coming out from Nilla going after Fisme and Tacos hiding up on their little perches. Just trying to keep this tower under their control before this last 40 seconds of the match are up.
Yeah, but technically give it is RNG, and the RNG is one and gun. But we'll be seeing that actually Ivy does get a single, but doesn't get the double. And technically with the boy, it's not really one and gun, it's one splat. I've been seeing though from the side of Cabby, who does have a gun, so they can one and gun against Tacos right now, but Ivy knows that they're going to be there, so they're going to try to shut down. But no, they don't get shut down, they jump down immediately. But if they don't watch any further, don't get any kill on tower, that's going to be the second point for Fishmonger, and we're going to be going to game 5.
Oh my god, a game 5 would be very fun to see here. We have Ivy just sharking under all these ledges trying to keep him safe, and there we go. We're coming to a game 5.
Damn. It's been a while. Well, let's just say it's been a while since a game 5 happened. It definitely with these two teams, it makes sense. But
Absolutely.
it's so unfortunate for Honkai. They were right there. But in the end, they were just getting picked up one by one because pressure got to them. Or for Fishmonger, they took advantage with the pressure and just kept on going forward. So now, Spots with Mahi. Oh boy, this map.
I mean, what's left to say about it?
wait 50 wait for 50 seconds and then play the game. TLDR, and then TLDR, basically.
Let
But
somebody
what-
get control for 20 seconds, and then the game starts.
Yes, basically quotes by top level players, more or less. I think that was from either. I feel like that was from Kyo Choa. I think, or that was from a European player who said that. So, or Pat. Someone said it, but basically, it's a solid fact if you want to do that. But the main thing though is as well. In an unrelated crazy fact, Switch 2 has less lag because they optimized it for the Switch 2 now. But Switch 1 still has a little bit of lag. So if you think about it, this map is a test of resolution with Switch 2 for Switch 1 in a random sense of technology.
They got rid of the little jellyfish band, and for what? To still lag?
Yeah,
missed
they did! I missed them too! They're culling off jellies. And it's so unfortunate. The community of jellies is just in shambles right now. As you're gonna be going to the pool where they're not in shambles. Look at that, there's a jelly on the left side and a band on the right side too. You missed them. Put them back.
The jellyfish are locked behind a $500 DLC called the Switch 2.
Unfortunate. But we're gonna be seeing right now the same comp. Oh wait a second.
This is not the same comp. We have the Tenatech on the side of Honkai over here being run by Nilla. But we do have the same comp on the side of Fishmonger. Taco's still on that splash. As we see Honkai rushing in, taking this zone very quickly. And now, never mind. Fishmonger might have this zone. Let's see.
We're going to see the 20-second timer come up first from either team. So that's the main question as well. We're not... GG's, we got the clip. Thank you. Thank you, we got the clip on stream. Yes, there it is. Thank you, Nilla. So we're going to be seeing right now that actually the 20-second timer, like you said, Sama, earlier, it's going to be happening, but we're going to be seeing Honkai fight instead of stall it out and wait it out a little bit. And that's going to give a lot of pressure to the side of Fishmonger and a lot of space to Fishmonger. While for Honkai, they're losing players, completely losing players, like dropping like flies altogether.
I mean, they really took advantage of not waiting out that first little 20-second timer, you know, taking that advantage while it's very easy to move in to Honkai's base and just sit there, and Ivy just taking them all out, just holding them back for as long as they could, all the way down. We're down into 20s already. We're going through this really fast. We have tri-strikes coming down over zones. Honkai takes control. We have 63 penalty points on the side of Fishmonger now.
Yeah, no, that was the scary thing really about Fishmonger, is that they were able to get the advantage and just let Ivy just run through a melee, just have fun in their own base with being the roller. But at the same right now for Honkai, they finally got the control back, like in a matter of 10 seconds. Okay, never mind. Ivy might be having a little bit of fun again as they jump out and jump back in to get more kills, but unfortunately they get cancelled out because of Rumi's hammer right in the slight frame. So actually deny what I was about to say about Ivy about having fun, because they just got demolished. But we see the pin control going for Honkai in the start of the round, but now coming back to Fishmonger at the end of the round because Honkai just got soft wiped again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you just caught it, but somebody else just fell off into the water. It wasn't a POV shot, but we caught another one of them. But now we have Fishmonger back in control of this zone. We have Fizmi holding back everyone on this right side here. We have Ruby trying to sneak in. We have tri-strikes coming out onto this zone. Fizmi being pushed back a little bit, but coming out right very soon. Missiles being popped, a bubble on the zone. Tacos out here all by their lonesome, but not for long. We have this hammer coming out. Wipeout on the side of Honkai, keeping them back.
Yeah, and that hammer don't go back to nowhere because that was a distracting hammer. So as we're gonna be seeing right now for Fishmonger, again, they're all stuck in the base. Top side just for painting. Rumi's throwing the torpedo just to have them solo a bit, but that's giving paint for the side of Fishmonger as well. As we're seeing the crab gonna be coming out, the pencil will be coming out. 3 specials ready to battle against Honkai right now. They're gonna be planning it out so it comes to the last second. Mostly gonna be stopped at 16 points to 15, just like before. But Rumi might actually have something to say about it, maybe canceling off the hammer this time. Maybe not.
Surprisingly, not too much going on with that hammer there. But they are back in control of that zone. We have Woomy being pushed around by Ivy. Ivy getting them, taking control of this zone, moving forward. We have a bubble ready to pop to keep defense through these penalty points. We're all just sharking, waiting for Honkai to move up, waiting for them to do something instead of going to them.
Yeah, basically just it's like it's a way for something to happen for Honkai to run into them as we see the Rumi run into them actually with a hammer and get the first point when they were slipping aside a little bit, but they actually got deciding to actually paint on the zone with the Tri-Strike coming out as well and getting a little victory. But Fishy still being alive, that's a little bit of an issue, but actually Rumi able to clear it off. But actually that's gonna be the wipe clearing that off as well, but Tako's Crab actually getting thrown out because Kabi drew a Splat Bomb. But it's funny enough, if you want to know, Splat Bomb actually does kill Crab if you're close enough enough to it because the bomb does have exploding radius. So with that advantage, that's going to be 3 down on the side of Honkai, and that's going to be Fishmonger actually getting a wipe out on them.
That is incredible. This is such a close match to watch. We're at 14 and 20 penalty points on both sides. We only have 45 seconds left in this match. I mean, it's anyone's game at this point.
But with 5 seconds of penalty remaining, and the message coming up, but not on the zone, to players, we're going to be seeing Kabi and the rest of the team actually going alive, killing people, and finally getting the zone in 5 seconds remaining. So in that kind of scenario, we're going to be seeing 23 seconds remaining. Who will win this fight? Specials or defense?
I mean, this is what I was saying. It's anyone's game. Like 5 ticks left on the side of Fishmonger, but we still have Honkai coming in and taking this. 11 seconds, 10 seconds left on the clock as they just try to hold this control through the last bit of penalty. They only have to hold it for another 20 seconds to win this, but Honkai pushing up very aggressively, and I think that's a win for Honkai.
That is a win for Fishmongers.
You're correct.
Yeah, because funny enough, at the end, it was Ivy on the boulder, but then a little bit of sneaky gameplay right there. Missed Rumi, but then got Rumi, pulled out the bubble, and then killed the zone to make it onto the run, and everyone came in together. But in the end, Fishmongers got the victorious because of the range and because of the ability to play action, to play a battle and just win off pure anger. Let's just say that, by pure anger.
Both sides were really good at playing a very stalling match, just knowing when to push forward, when to hold back, when to wait for people to come to them, to wait in the zone and to wait for the other team to come to them, or when it was a good time to actually push up into the other team's base and just hold them there for as long as they wanted.
So basically, if you want to do it like go on Undertale, I can't fight, I can't think, but the door will open with patience, something like that. And that's what happened in the Zones game. They just stilled out. They did trades, but what they did was able to play patient and win.
And it's a very important trait to have in Splatoon. There's a lot of people, especially in the lower levels, who just want to do nothing but rush, and everything's a race. But as we saw here today, just being able to wait and then let them come to you, and then play them like a fiddle from there. It's a very useful skill to know.
Yep, and it is it's on a comp basis as well. So for the Honkai comp, they did really well in the battles, but Fishmonger with a stale comp, they knew that they needed to wait and just let them feed it into them, and that's what they did, and they just got the upper advantage mechanical wise. So yippee, GG's, plus server 1 again. Smiley face, thumbs up, subscribe.
I mean, either way, the Tom and Jerry-ness of all the hammers was a very fun match to see.
Oh yeah, 100%. You're right.
But congrats to our winners, Fishmonger here. Congrats to the Plus server team. It was a very fun watch, and it was a very fun time for our very special streamer night edition of Swimmer Sync.
Yeah, no, honestly, how was your experience commentating? How did you?
It was fun. I had a great time.
Would you want to do it again?
I would probably do it again. I would probably do it for a lower level where I would maybe be able to tell what's going on a little better. But this was still very fun.
Would you do it for block 1 again, or instead of block 2, or what?
I have no preference. I only chose block 2 today because I'm still a working adult.
Makes sense. So, who knows? If the IPO staff or SOS staff wants to do another one again, we have a lot. We have the streamers for it, and who knows? Maybe the streamer behind the scenes for this one, Superwin, would be on to commentate, and so it will be an all IPL Swimmer Sync stream commentary kind of bit.
Absolutely. It was very fun to be on the other side of the screen here instead of matching through OBS. But you can find me streaming SAC on here when it comes back. You can find me over on Dapple streaming Squid Junction, and you can find me tagged right there on my Blue Sky at samaparis.bluesky.social. I'm also on Twitter as Yokmeers.
That's a big name shift. What? That's a surprise.
My old Twitter got banned, which is the funny story on that.
Oh damn, lore. Damn. Well, then in any case, yeah. For me, you can find me streaming Paddling Pool on Wednesdays. SOS, you can find me again somewhere. I don't know. I might do another SOS once in a while. You can find me on Booyah Bay this Saturday. And also, you can find me on Joanne51 on Twitter, even though I don't use it that much, or like OIL. And Joanne on Beast Guy, where we use it more. And also, helping a little bit with Beep, aka podcast every play. I forgot the full acronym, but sign up for the volunteer form as well. If you want to know about stats and stuff, or know about team stats with Splatoon, they're the new information source for top level and podcasting. And also shout outs to Heavy Podcast as well. And I guess the podcast as well, because it's IPL. Is that all the advertising we need to do, Sama?
Shout out Super Jump. Sign up. It's next weekend.
And the Spy Force series as well. That's going to be coming up next month. Okay, I think that's everything, right? Oh, no, wait. Riptide. Gomol. Riptide and Gomol. Gomol is going to be in 4 weeks. Riptide is going to be in September.
Join all the lands. Join all the tournaments. Have a great time. It was great to be here.
Yeah, now I think that's everything. Okay, so yeah. Final words, Tammy.
I am very excited to come and do this again. I think another streamer night would be incredible.
Hell yeah. And I don't know about mine. Last words. I'm just here to yap. I'm just here to back to yap again. It was fun yapping with you, Sammy. And also, for shoutouts to Justin and CKK earlier for yapping, and also shout out for Superwin again to being the streamer this time.
Yes, we can't have a streamer night without thanking the actual streamer tonight. So thank you, Superwin.
And also shout out to Tulip for staff, and also shout out to Ellie. Just because.
Alright, I think that's all from us. Have a good night, everyone, and congrats to Fishmonger.
Yeah.